I like it.
We are
You're a
live
wild boy.
now, I believe. Oh, wait. I look bad. Hold on. I gotta get rid of this for a second. No one look at my
You look
screen.
bad.
I think we're in.
We're in.
I think we're in.
Let me see. Let me get up the chat real quick.
What up, chat?
We did it.
What up, chat? We did it.
We did it.
We actually did it.
Unbelievable, dude.
How did I find myself last time? How did I get to the
I know.
screen?
I just looked this up on YouTube. Are you trying to find the like
Oh, yeah. Trying to find our. Okay, there we go.
the linky?
Channel live. Okay, wait. I can delete that because I accidentally made two. I think we're in the right one.
Oh, here
There
we
we
go.
go. Hey, there we go. And the chat's here. HD highlight. What
Oh,
is
no,
up?
that's
Let's
amazing.
go.
Dude, Sterling Henderson. That's
That-
obviously the most immediate takeaway from this game. Scoot came to play once
Oh,
again.
what is 30 points? 31 points?
31, yeah. 31.
I mean, my God.
Well, dude, the
Sterling
best part of it was like that could have just been, it's his first time in the playoffs. That last game could have just been like not lucky, but we've seen Scoot have plenty of good games before. Having a better one to follow it up when we needed him even more in the first game. Denny did not play like he did the first game. You know what I mean? And what did Scoot? They basically switched roles. Where Scoot was the
Scoot the
guy
star.
and Denny,
But
yeah,
one A,
Denny
one
will
B,
hobble,
1A,
helped
1B,
out.
man. We had the
Exactly.
star power. We had the best player on the court tonight. I know Wemby wasn't there, but I mean, truthfully, Scoot was playing so much better than Wemby, even when Wemby was on the court. Like,
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Scoot was hands down the best player on the court tonight.
Yeah, 13 points in the first quarter and keeps it going. That's the best part, dude. Is like we've seen Scoot have stretches that have been
Yeah.
so encouraging and so good. To see him do it for 38 minutes
Is that his most minutes of the
is
season?
unbelievable.
It's got to be close.
What's up?
Is that his most
For his most,
minutes
oh,
of the
without a
season?
doubt.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Oh.
I was stunned that Thiago didn't find a way to take him out of the game.
I know.
He wanted to. Like deep in his mind, he was like, "How can I get Scoot out of this game for Jeremy? I want to see Jeremy miss a couple more shots." So awesome,
Oh
dude.
my God,
So much
the
fun.
Jeremy minutes. So much to break down. Thank you guys all for hopping in here. I'm so excited to talk about this. What a gift. Did you think that at all we would have this opportunity to talk about a game like this, like a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago?
I know.
I mean, I'm just like trying to be grateful, you know?
Oh, me too. But let's get like kind of the obvious out of the way. Wemby did get hurt,
Yeah, when we got here.
but and it kind of, I mean, 20 minutes ago we were texting each other like, looks like it's going to be the most heartbreaking loss of the season. It was, and I'm putting no asterisks on it.
Yeah,
This team proved that they are good with or without Wemby.
yeah.
However, if we're serious about competing in this series, we needed to win that one.
Oh, for
It,
sure. For sure.
it's amazing to get a playoff win, but also it's a kind of a relief win.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? Which is still amazing. I'm not taking anything away from it. Still
Totally.
incredible. Just really quick, I just love this comment. I'm not ready for the done and organized parade. We're just like everyone
it's gonna be
is
a
going to
virtual,
meet up.
Yeah, virtual parade. Everyone do it from home.
Everyone's just going to meet up in front of the Plaid Pantry on 82nd, but only the max amount that's allowed in a parking lot at one time.
Yeah.
Just gonna be the team, and then like whoever's the first couple guys are there. Dunnan's gonna get everyone a what are those milkshakes that we used to drink a lot of that you get at convenience stores, gas stations?
The for reals? Is that
The for reals, yeah.
yeah.
Everyone's
I love
drinking for
those.
reals.
Here
That you
go,
still have to
guys.
pay for.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, so amazing.
No doubt.
First Blazer playoff win. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
No.
You got it.
First Blazer playoff win in San Antonio ever. Is it our first win versus San Antonio ever? I thought I might have seen that. It might just be 10-0
No.
against on the road in San Diego. That's probably what the stat I saw.
I don't.
That HD highlight is properly addressing. I think
So the
we had
last-
to have beat them before.
The last time we beat San Antonio in the playoffs is from my own memory. I was 2, but it was in the 1998. No, that was Utah. We beat Utah in the conference finals in 1998. I'm getting those two mixed up. Dang, dude, I don't remember. If anyone in the chat knows, when's the last time we played the Spurs in the playoffs?
Spurs at
I don't think we-
Trailblazers. 2014, we actually got one. We lost 4-1. But you're
We
right.
played them in
HD highlights right.
2014?
First time in San Antonio we've ever won a playoff game out of the.
When did we play them in 2014?
That was after
Oh
the
my gosh.
Rockets. Yeah.
After the Rockets series. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I thought we were gonna win that Spurs series. But
Yeah.
that's okay. The Spurs were on like the greatest run of all time.
Yeah.
That's
They
okay. But oh my God, dude. Can I actually say my biggest takeaway from this game?
what?
Demers, the Blazers' amazing radio guy,
Mm,
uh, who needs more credit as being,
awesome.
Brian Wheeler was incredible. Bill Shawnee was incredible. Demers is on track to being that level of guy by the time it's all, we do the Blazers Broadcasting Hall of Fame. He's going to be ranked up just with that guy. But he was posting all of his notes that he had for the game.
Yeah.
And this just doofus was responding, like just talking trash directly to Demers about like, wow, if like this is a win for you guys, like having a lot of notes ready for what's about to be a loss, are you guys going to call that a win? And what do? We come out.
Beat
We won
him.
this game in my mind on behalf of Demers, who's the man talking trash to these idiots, or idiots talking trash to him
Yeah.
on X,
X
the
everything
everything
app.
app. Yeah,
I saw he responded so politely where someone said all this just to get swept, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, like 2
yeah,
likes, and then Demers responds and he goes, just so you know, I prepared the same way even when it was game 82 against the Warriors when we lost by 50 points in 2021.
yeah.
And then the guy was like, and the guy I think responded and he goes, you lost by 50 points, point finger. Like, I was like,
I know, it's like, God, these idiots. Which here's my goal. My goal is to not be like that guy. Because
yeah,
it's the playoffs. There's so many idiots online. There's so many people we could be pulling receipts from. But
yeah.
also, Wemby got hurt. So it wouldn't feel exactly perfect to brag. But
It's,
also, I'm going to try really hard to not brag to anyone who doubted us right now. Because one,
oh,
Wemby
yeah,
got hurt, and two, I see how annoying these other Spurs fans have been
yeah.
about us getting swept. So I want to be because Spurs fans are 99% awesome. They have a
Yeah,
really good fan base.
I
They
think I
really
agree.
do.
Yeah.
So I don't want to play into that 1% that makes them look bad, because then we're just going to be that 1%
It's
that's going to
that
make Blazers fan
Yeah,
base
that's
look
that's
look
the
bad.
X the everything app shining through in its brightest moments. I think most Spurs fans,
Exactly.
I'm sure right now, are just groveling and upset that when we took such a hard fall. It is a
Which
bummer.
sucks.
It really is. Like I will take the opportunities we can get, and that's why I think that again, that game was so important because it's a concussion, and like he could totally be 100% fine for the next game. He could be out for the whole rest of the series. Like it looks scary. I hope he's okay. It was a pretty jarring fall. He was stumbling getting up and everything.
Oh, I know.
Um,
I think the
so
way to sum it up is we're not happy that Wimby got hurt. We're happy that we capitalized on the opportunity
yeah,
that we still have to go out and play and win, and we did that. That's
yeah.
what we're happy about.
Right. Yeah, you just play a team in front of you. Again, they're a great team without him. Like Luke
Yeah.
Cornett was incredible. Luke Cornett, what did he finish on a plus minus? It was I think pretty plus 11. Harrison
Yeah,
Barnes
dude,
a
before
plus 13.
Wimby even went down, I was like, is Cornette worse than Wimby? Are we sure about that? It's like, to me, it's like they were subbing out Wimby for like a slightly shorter Wimby
Yeah.
defensively,
Yeah.
is how it felt. Because, dude, Cornette is a beast.
I know.
Impressive player.
I know. And we took advantage of him. Oh, I'm just so excited. We'll kind of break down. I'm down to go through the game kind of quarter by quarter, something like that. I feel like there was so much to unpack there. We started off so incredibly hot. Thank you guys again for hopping in and commenting. If you can, drop a like below the stream. It helps it grow, helps it reach a new audience. We appreciate all you guys. Let's go through these comments. When Wemby went down, the Spurs fans were like egg from the night of the 17th. Get up, sir. Get up. Then I can only imagine just like the look on their face, like the, oh no. On on the night he got depoy too.
Yeah, I know. That's such a bummer. That sucks. Because here's the thing. I think I can say this. The way we were playing, and the big shout out to the Spurs, who lost their best player and still came out and played maybe even harder.
Yeah.
We actually looked like we weren't ready to play a Wemby-less
Yeah.
Spurs team.
Totally.
Like, obviously, I think the entire game plan, which was amazing at the start. I thought we got through that amazing start. Huge shout out to Thiago for how he was defending Wemby. Huge shout out to Thiago and the team for playing much less timidly and actually playing. Because you looked at the post game, Thiago's interview after last game, and he kept saying like, we just need to play better. And like, which sounds so simple, but
Yeah.
watching that first game, you know what he means. Like, we need to make quicker passes. We need to be more decisive. We need to play a little more aggressively. we're running the same stuff. We have to just do it better. And I thought we came out doing exactly that.
Totally.
So I like to think that with the way we were playing, we're kind of shook when Wemby went down.
I
We're
know.
like, oh, wait, the whole game plan is now out the window.
I,
And I can happily say that I think it still would have been just as a competitive game, even if Wemby stayed healthy throughout it. And I think we still would have gotten the win. So I'm celebrating
That's the
no
thing.
matter
Like
what.
we went out. I don't know what the score was exactly when he went out, but it was basically tied. They had gone on a big run to pull back our start, but like it wasn't like we were getting dominated and then Wemby went out and everything went to shit.
It was kind of the opposite.
It was like everything. Yeah, everything was like looking like a great fight. Like Scoot and Wemby both playing well. Like, it was like Stefan Castle torching us more than anything. But then as soon as, like you said, as soon as it went out, then the things got bad. Like this was not
Exactly.
this is not a prototypical game where a star player gets hurt and then you feel afterwards like, oh, I felt like if they had Wemby, they would have won. It was like, no, they didn't have Wemby, so obviously their team technically got worse, but this was a game where we went on the road and we beat a number 2 seed in the NBA. That team has beaten tons of great teams without Wemby. That team has beaten us multiple times without Wemby. He got hurt in the second quarter. It wasn't like we were, it was right at the end. I guess maybe the inverse of that would be why it was different. But I mean, we just kept fighting, dude. How many times have we said it on this podcast that the Blazers' superpower is that they don't give up?
Honestly, I think our superpower for this game, yes, absolutely. But our superpower this game was Drew Holiday realized he should start playing like Drew Holiday.
Oh my God.
Because, dude, those first 3.5 quarters were abysmal from Drew. And those last 6 minutes, despite that really bad turnover, where he looked for that bounce pass to Scoot cutting down the middle. Maybe it was Denny.
I think, yeah.
Was it Tumani? Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Drew was perfect. The way I saw it is that we finally started playing like how we should in those last 6 minutes. Drew no longer looked horrible. He looked like Drew Holiday for those last 6 minutes. Tumani remembered that, hey, man, I'm supposed to be a 3-and-D guy. The D was incredible, I thought, throughout the game.
So
but
good
makes 2 massive threes to go along with all NBA level defense.
Oh, yeah.
Rob, dude,
I can't say enough good things about Rob.
He's the greatest. And we've said this before, but on a per minute basis, he's our second best player.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. The 20 minutes we get from Rob, the only other guys on the team who give us a better 20 minutes is Denny. It's just that he can't play 36. If he could play 36, he'd be first team all defense. Because we've already seen it. The one time he was healthy in his career, he was all NBA defender and like third in defensive player of the year vote. And he had easily his most important game as a Blazer tonight. I mean, that was just absolutely amazing. I love that guy.
That dunk, he hit one of the corner threes. His other corner three, thankfully, was missed so bad it fell into Drew's lap, and we got the putback to give us the lead.
Yeah.
He's just. I think the difference between him and Klingon is just Rob's just always in the right spot, and Klingon doesn't know where to use his huge body right now. And
I know he's still figuring that out.
And like when you're going against Luke Cornett, it's not really as much about athleticism as it is like smarts, and Rob is just way more in the right area, way more like boxing out correctly. Like Klingon was just frustrating me because he's just getting beat by that, but Rob was so sound. It was awesome.
And honestly, I thought Donovan was much improved from game 1 for the most part. I know he had a couple moments, like you said, he was giving up some shots to Cornette, but I thought his rebounding was absolutely there. He made that 3 at the beginning that kind of got that run going for us. I thought he was mostly really good. And I kind of wonder if the plan was to close with him before he hurt his hand. I thought Donovan gave like a B game.
Yeah.
But I thought that Rob gave an A+ game. Which
it was just the choice was
almost
too
always
easy.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a dono, Brad, from Carson Dinsmore. With a $5 donation.
We got a what?
Huge donation.
Oh, that's amazing. That's
very
awesome.
much appreciate that.
That's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we just get another one? Is that how this works?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, we did get another one. Oh, my God.
Justin Blake. Oh, you guys are awesome.
It's too nice.
That's
These streams are
cool.
great. Go Blazers. Go Blazers. What an absolute magical night. Thank you. Thank you so much, Carson Dinsmore. And then we got Justin Blake. Yeah, you guys are slaying the search coverage this year. Much appreciate you, Justin Blake. I mean,
I don't think I ever I think I need to get more, maybe get more. I'm just blown away by that.
Yeah.
That is so amazing.
Yeah,
I always assume, like I said, I always still have this assumption that no one's gonna watch and no one cares.
yeah.
So when we,
But then you
so when
realize
we have these
everyone
people, it's
you
awesome.
realize everyone loves the Blazers and the Blazers are cool. And I think we
Exactly.
found the people who share our passion. Brad and I have just been
That's
waiting
exactly
to
right.
get this out. I just can't
The
believe
best fan base of any sport. This is proof of it. You
I
guys are
just can't
awesome.
believe the Blazers gave on this like first season where you and I are like really diving into the Blazers coverage. I can't believe they gave us this magical season.
Oh, I
Projected
know.
projected
Good,
33.
lucky for us.
I know.
Seriously.
Projected
If we
33.
started last year,
Yeah, right. We might have given up by that.
yeah.
Dude, projected 33 wins, and we now have the home court advantage against the Depoy potential MVP and 2 seed in the Western Conference, in the glorious, most stacked Western Conference of all time. It's like
It's unbelievable.
we don't need to put it in perspective because I just think we're a good team now playing on like firing at our best. But when you put this season in perspective to where it started, it gets that much better. So yes, thank you
Yeah,
guys.
look at some of the
Thank you guys for
comments.
comments. We appreciate all of you. Let's try. I mean, I feel like we're just have so much to say, so we're not being as good as the last stream about comments, but we definitely want to read all these.
I really like this point about that pack. I think it's easy because I'm going to forget about this unless we
Yeah.
at NIRW said Denny even in a bad game had the pass of the game to Rob. I
Yeah.
thought that was a miss at first. They
I know.
replayed it. That was intentional and that saved the game. That was such a good look by Denny. You know what I love about this team, dude? I mean, I even thought this when Scoot was on fire. I didn't think he took a single selfish shot. He's still looking to make the right play, and Denny the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know how great of a playmaker Denny is. We know how potentially great of a playmaker Scoot is. It's so nice to see guys when they're playing well, or when Denny's ego could have been like, "I'm an All NBA type player. I need to take this shot no matter what." Instead, he makes the right play and wins us the game because he trusts his teammates and because Rob is awesome.
Make the right play. Denny said that so many times. I thought he did. I agree. A great job of it. When the scoring wasn't happening, he in the biggest moment, instead of taking that shot himself, found the pass. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I love at Blazers in 6 has the username at Blazers in 6. Awesome username.
The greatest username of all time.
Yeah, Denny.
You might need to change it to Blazers in 5. I
Blazers
think he
in
needs to
5.
update that.
Sneaky.
He's update that username.
And he said, "Due to my very biased opinion, is we play better when Wemby is in." And I've texted you that I think the Spurs aren't better when Wemby is out. I genuinely agree the Blazers are better when Wemby is in. And I felt like that when it was going on. We talked a little bit about it, but I think it has to do with the fact that we play so much better when we're down is part of it too.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, this team needs a disadvantage in order to actually play with the proper confidence and like energy that is needed to win. Like we have to be down in order to start actually playing hard. When we have a lead or an advantageous situation, we just kind of let up and we like throw the ball, turn it over. That's when we turn it over. That's when we miss rotations. We have to be like in a worse spot than the opponent, and that's either when we're down 10 or Wemby's on the floor, basically.
And here's the thing. The Spurs clearly, without a doubt, are better with Wemby. We're not saying the Spurs are worse when they have Wemby in, but dude, we've been playing so much better when Wemby is in. And I think it's 2 reasons for that. One, I think that's the entire game plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think we're going in and really worried. Even though Thiago said, like, we need to win the non-Wemby minutes.
Yeah.
It's like when a GOAT potential guy like Wemby's in the game, everything is based around him. So you're going to that's where your mindset is playing the best we can because that's the whole game is based upon this dude. So when he's hurt, when he is out or he's on the bench, it's like, oh, like everything was planned for this guy. What are we doing now?
What do we do?
And like you said, we always play hard. Like we've talked about that. We never give up. But when our backs are kind of against, so like we're down 10, down 14 with 6 minutes to go, it's like we stop overthinking it. It's like we just play. That's how I see it because it's like, especially when it comes to like Drew, it's like he's done, being kind of timid, kind of second guessing himself, like not making a kind of slow, almost overly thoughtful passes. We start playing, it's just decision making. We're not thinking, we're just playing.
We gotta go.
And because we have to, because we have no other choice.
Yeah.
And it's proof that we are a good and because that's where the true talent comes out. It's like, how good are we when we have to play well?
Right.
And that's what we showed tonight. That's what we've showed all seasons. That when our backs are against the wall and we're playing purely off instinct and skill and ability and preparedness,
Mm-hmm.
that's when we look good.
That's when we look
By the way,
great.
why did I not hear Reggie call him Steve Henderson?
Steve
Did you hear
Henderson, that
that?
would have been hilarious. I wasn't tuned in enough to Reggie and them. Steve Henderson would be
Supposedly he
hilarious.
did. That's so funny.
Steve Henderson. My roommate goes, Sterling? Who's Sterling Henderson? I was like,
Yeah, not awesome.
what? Is
Well,
Sterling
dude,
a
imagine
nickname?
having two cool names to choose from.
Yeah.
Like Sterling is already a sick name. And you're like, no, I'm going to go for something even cooler.
Yeah.
I love it.
Um, we got a grand is horrible WTF. I think we'll get to that. We got to talk about the good before the bad, but that was I
Yeah.
mean Jeremy trying to sell. Remember when
Yeah,
you
this guy said, well, our guys ever box. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
we can still says remember when you didn't want us to make the playoffs? That was a dark time in all of our lives. Look, I mean, and I've been thinking about that because of like a lot of the reasons were justified, but I re- I think about how quickly we turned on it too. We were like how icky it
Next
felt.
day.
It's like I anyone who wants to call us like losers for having that take, I will stand on the soapbox and agree with you.
Did I also have that take?
I think that was like, and it was very
In my
unlike
mind,
us.
I just blame you for that.
Yeah,
It's so not like us.
it's still not like
what was
us.
I think our take was that we actually I don't I think we were good. We wanted no, here's what we said, if I remember correctly. We were good with making the playoffs, but we just didn't think it was yet a necessity for the development of this team.
Yeah,
And then literally a day later we're
Yeah.
texting each other like, what were we thinking?
What are we thinking? I think it was a low point in the season, and I think it was
Yeah.
something around like it was gonna go like maybe the Suns look like against the Thunder. But no, we are here.
Yeah.
We are here and we are ready. I think it just speaks to how much of a corner this team has turned because I think
Yeah.
like yeah, we could always use one more draft pick, but now like with the way this team looks, I mean, I think the end of the bench might need to still get round out. Like if we could consolidate Jeremy, Chris, if we could like trade in, I don't know what game I need to think of right now, but a game where you can trade in three small things for one big good thing. If we could kind of do that with Matisse, Chris, and Jeremy and like trade all of them in for like one Trey Murphy, I think that would just be the perfect thing we're missing for this playoff
I don't want
rotation.
Matisse to go. My
Yeah.
hope is that we
I love
give
Matisse.
Matisse
I
the
love Matisse.
max.
I love Matisse. I wish a little bit more offensive game was there for him.
Of course. That's when the story
Realistically,
was
but that block. Oh my god, that defense on the block three. I mean, the perfect guy to have in that situation. Just for the coordination.
Oh, that was one of the best defense. I mean, he's just so and the best was was in the first or maybe early second quarter where they hit it out to the corner. Matisse goes to block it, misses the block, lands, and then
Yeah.
immediately blocks
Blocks
it.
it again.
That was
So cool.
What a recovery, dude.
So
He is
cool.
unbelievable. So I love Blazers and Six is so funny. I had my hoodie up, emotional sport blanket on, and sipping water from stress. And dude, I've got like this back injury right now. You should have seen me cozied up watching that game because it's hurt so bad that like when I cheer, it like reverberates through my body.
It hurt.
So I'm like, yes.
Just
So it's I was injuring myself cheering for the team today, which I was very
Brad
happy
was laying
to
it all
say.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at just some stuff like 14-point comeback with 8:30 left in the fourth quarter. I mean, the start of that fourth quarter could not have been worse. It was like turnovers, fouls. The one foul where Denny basically tackles Devin Vassell and they don't call it, and then they give it to Denny on the and one for De'Aaron Fox. The one where Harrison Barnes like broke his hand and we had a 5-on-4 advantage us, and we let in a Luke Cornett and one dunk. Drew had a turnover in there that was bad. I think Tumani had a missed shot. Like it could not have been a worse 4 minutes to start the fourth quarter, and we just
Brutal.
chipped away slowly, took it away.
I'll say this. I was wanting Drew. I was like, Drew's playing bad enough that I know how important he is. In the third quarter, actually, I was like, we might need to like sit him for a bit because he was leading us in minutes.
Yeah,
I think he still ended up leading us in minutes, correct?
did he? Let's
I
see.
think so.
Drew with 39 over Scoot's 38. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was at a point where I was like, dude, this is going so poorly for Drew. Like, it might be worth it, especially if we want to save him for a fourth quarter run. Sit him for a bit so we can kind of I'm glad Actually, I'm not sure if I'm glad we didn't sit him, but I am glad that he turned it on and
He
had
turned it
as
on.
good of a
Yeah,
6 minute stretch as he's had all season. It was beautiful.
in just in time to figure it out. I mean, he still didn't shoot well, but still 9 assists, had 5 turnovers. I mean, Denny 4, Drew 5, Chris Murray with 3 ungodly turnovers in like 2 minutes was
Rough for
also
Chris.
frustrating.
I'm really surprised to see Chris getting minutes. Are you?
Um,
I mean, I know he's
no, I
very
can't. I
trusted by
can't.
the coaching
Yeah, I
staff.
can't say I'm surprised. Truthfully,
Yeah.
do I agree with them? I don't know. I was actually.
Using 8 minutes is a long time in a playoff game.
I was telling you, like, I thought Jeremy was so bad for a while that I was fine with Chris going in, and then Chris turned it over 3 times, and so that kind of changed my mind. But I don't know if it's just Jeremy like needs to get in a rhythm, or he it was a lot more of the problems in the first game where he's trying to do his post up moves, he's trying to get in the paint. Sometimes Wemby is there, it just won't work, and sometimes he just falls to the ground and crumples, and like they're not going to call that in the playoffs. Like it was really detracting from the game. It,
To give him the slightest bit of credit, that and one really got the ball
that was
rolling.
timely. I'm glad that the one shot he made was right then because we needed it.
Was yeah, because that was huge. Was he a huge reason we were down at that point?
Yeah,
Perhaps
right,
the biggest reason.
right.
Him and Drew were just teaming up for disaster those first 3.5 quarters. But
Yeah,
obviously, Drew and that and one, which is from Jeremy, was awesome.
that was
And
awesome.
sorry, I love the saying headband Tumani needs to make a return in game three.
Yeah,
It feels like the time. It feels like that fourth quarter is Tumani being like, it's time to whip out the
yeah.
headband. It's coming next game.
I saw
And
night.
DJ,
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
go.
sorry, keep
You go.
going.
You go.
Yeah, DJ Osi said too early in the playoffs. Maybe it is. Maybe we want to wait till game seven for him to do that.
Right.
But either way, it's like I'm excited to see
Yeah.
Tumani's headband Tumani coming.
Nightmare brings up Shaden. Nightmare 4132. Shaden just 13 minutes seems too low even for a minutes restriction. I thought he had a good chance to stay in the game, but it was the
Wait, sorry, who? I missed that.
Shaden.
Oh
Shaden
yeah,
just 13 minutes. But it's the two-hand shove on Champagny when he's
yeah,
trying to screen. And he did that in game
yeah,
1 too,
yeah.
where they're in the bonus. Like it's just those are the plays that this team doesn't truly need a ton of, I think, shot making more than maybe good defense because of our personnel. Like that's what Shaden brings, and he was 3 for 5 tonight. Hit his middies and got to
And
the
had that
line.
sick block.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool.
He did good stuff, but with this team, it's the turnovers and the stupid fouls and the stupid mistakes that are what hold us back. And when you're Shaden and you do that, you're not doing enough outside of just scoring the basketball to warrant your giving them a free 2 points with 20 seconds on the shot clock. So that to answer everyone who's kind of confused why Shaden didn't play more, I think it was truly like he would have gotten a handful more minutes if he didn't do that play right there.
I see where you're coming from. I think it was like purely vet bias by Tiago.
Yeah,
Because, dude, I understand that, but when you're playing, because you're right, he shouldn't make those plays in the playoffs. It's not ideal. However, but when you're saying, all right, you're out of the game, you can't do that. I'm putting in Chris Murray, who's going to have 3 turnovers.
yeah,
Where I'm going to put in Jeremy, who's going to go 1 for 8 and play just his misses were basically turnovers tonight.
yeah,
When he would drive and just throw up BS at the rim, that's basically a turnover.
yeah,
Like, if we were replacing Shea because of those mistakes with someone who was, or honestly,
yeah,
Drew in those first 3 quarters, where he had 5 turnovers, three
yeah,
fouls. Like Drew was a disaster those first 3 quarters.
yeah.
It shouldn't. Obviously, it's amazing we won. We shouldn't have been in a 14-point hole.
No,
And so I see the argument, and I think the reason we were is because and I understand why. Like if you're a coach, you're not always playing people based on how they've played so far. You're playing guys and how you hope they're going to play
yeah,
going forward in the game, which is why you keep a guy like Drew in. Because was he a disaster the first 3 quarters? Yeah. But then because he's Drew Holiday, put together the best stretch of his Blazers career in that last 6 minutes. Shaden doesn't really have that, like, oh, we know he can put together that
yeah.
stretch to make up for it.
He's a mystery box. And it's tougher
Exactly.
to
But it's
predict.
still like, dude, but Jeremy's 1 of 8.
Yeah.
Like at a
No.
certain point, I hope this series, if Jeremy and Chris keep playing like that, he's like, okay, it's time to go with Shea because
Yeah.
it is frustrating to see. Or Veet,
Yeah. Or V, give V
like
a chance.
I would have liked to have seen Shaden play more this game. I thought it
I
was
agree.
kind of not for Drew because he proved that he should have been in the game. Jeremy and Chris had not proved that they needed those minutes over Shea, and I
No.
think they just got vet bias,
No.
which Chris basically is treated like a 15-year vet
Right.
for some reason.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I don't think Shaden's defense was anything really worse than Jeremy's at all. Like
No, I
I thought
agree
Shaden
actually.
actually a better defender if I had to pick one tonight. So I
I
agree.
would
I think
agree. Isn't that crazy?
for maybe people who are harder on Shaden than normal, I think Shaden did get the short end of Tiago's impossible to figure out leash.
And we're very hard on Shaden.
Yeah, we're hard. We're very hard on Shaden.
And I did not like how he was. I felt like he should have gotten more minutes tonight for
he had the
sure.
short end of the
But
stick.
I just love this comment of after he got paid when DJ Yosisa was like, "You guys are getting paid, not JPEG."
Yeah.
That made me laugh. That was funny. That was very funny.
We got Beckley girl in the chat. My friend Beckley. What up? What
Nice,
up,
that's
Mullen
awesome.
House? The boys are.
That's beautiful.
My friends are watching. Mama, I made it. Blazers went to underdog. Sabir's here again. What up, Sabir? Blazers went from underdogs to favorites in one game. Also, so glad we didn't get that pick. I think.
Did you see his other comment? He said Scoot is a mad dog who cannot be held back by the shortest of Tiago Splitter's leashes. That's exactly how it felt. Well, that's the
Tiago,
thing. If you
Scoot broke the leash tonight. The Scoot
broke
was
the
such a
leash.
dog. He broke the leash, and the runners. Tiago's the dog owner running after him right now.
Exactly, which apparently that's what you got to do. You if you want to get more minutes, if you're a young guy, you got to play like Scooter tonight. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Probably not. But if we want to see more Shea going forward, apparently he has to play like how Scoot did tonight,
Yeah.
which was masterful on both ends. Because the thing with Shea, though that block was awesome, is that when he plays really, really well defensively, it still feels like he's kind of doing the sort of the bare minimum. Like he gets kind of an applause for just like
Making a player
the
cool
effort
player
that he
too.
should
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Scoot, on the other hand, it's not just what's so cool is that we've always loved Scoot's insane effort, and we said like that's going to come to with impact plays because we always hear like how cool is it that Scoot has Drew as a mentor on defense, which is absolutely right. You know who Scoot plays like defensively?
Eric Bledsoe.
Yes, Eric Bledsoe. Well, my comp for Scoot was Mookie Blaylock, who I think is I think killed a guy sadly. So hopefully Scoot doesn't do that, but. He plays like Batiste, dude.
Where he's just jumping into passing lanes, so
Yeah,
athletic,
he's
lanky.
so athletic, so quick. Like I'm like, dude, I think he's taking more from Matisse than he is from Drew. And then honestly, he kind of mixes it with Drew shut down one-on-one defense, which also we've said a lot of bad stuff about Drew. I don't think anyone was affected by Wemby getting hurt more than Drew. Because he was playing
He was ready
masterful
to defend
defense.
Wemby. He was right in his right in his chair.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Chair pull of the year, maybe.
Sadly.
Sadly,
Sadly, the most impactful chair pull ever.
I
Sucks
think
for Wemby and the Spurs.
I don't want to project too hard. I think he might miss one game, and then I think he'll come back. He's also got 3 days before the next game.
I read that concussion protocol means you're out for 8 days minimum.
I feel like we're gonna see 1,000 of tweets like that, but I thought I saw 48 hours minimum.
Oh, is that what you saw?
But
Maybe you're right.
But the NFL one is like a week if you're in protocol. I don't know.
I assume that Wemby's going to be out for a couple games, which sucks because you would want to. I am going to be so happy when we do well in the series no matter what, but it sucks when the other team's best player goes down because I think back to when the Blazers beat the Clippers in the first round and the first year LaMarcus was out.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, but also Blake and Chris Paul both got hurt and didn't play the whole series.
Right.
Was it still great we capitalized on that opportunity? Yes. But what I want to see is that I don't want to just see us win because Wemby's out. I want us to play in a way where it's like we're going to compete no matter what.
Right.
We're going to compete in the next round. And tonight's game I felt looked like that. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not just happy that we won because Wemby was hurt, but we played in a way where I think we could have won even if Wemby was healthy. That's what you want to see.
I think
that's what I'm happy
I
about.
think I agree. And again, that is what matters.
I'm very scared of getting clipped by Spurs fans.
I know. They might be in here lurking. Yeah.
Yeah, because it'd be so easy for us to accidentally say.
Oh.
It'd be so easy for us to accidentally say something stupid
I know.
and then get reposted and have a million Spurs fans getting mad at us. I don't
Hating
want
us,
that.
file us,
I
yeah.
like the Spurs fans. No hate towards you
No
guys
hate.
or your
We want
team.
we want to see Wemby back. I think he is going to be back sooner. I think it's a really big bummer that it went down. Like I think it was just dude. It was pretty gnarly when he was walking away. It is tough to see. Um, but I think he'll be back sooner.
Yeah, I'm laughing at Scoot haters are quiet from a HG highlight. I know,
Dude,
and it's
Scoot.
because he
This.
was.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I get Blazer fans who like we're kind of going, but to me with Scoot, we talked about this. He shows so much good and so much bad that I kind of understood falling on either end of the spectrum of what kind of player you thought he was going to be. We were falling on fully, which in his rookie year and his halfway through his sophomore year, we weren't. But this season, we've been fully on the Scoot train.
Yeah.
We're like, we know the way Scoot is, he plays too hard, he cares too much, he's shown too much for us to not be confident that he can play. And we thought this is the kind of guy that can show up in big games.
Yeah.
He plays with that intensity and that passion and that care, where to us, the bigger the stage, the better he was going to play, and he's showing that. But who I'm happy about being quiet is all these idiots who don't watch the Blazers, who just remember Scoot being a potential number one pick, look at the stats and are like, oh wow, he must suck now, and tweet shit like the downfall of Scoot Henderson needs to be studied.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you say that, you're not watching him.
Yeah.
If you're saying like Scoot showing a lot of good, a lot of bad, I think the bad kind of overwhelms it.
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
I disagreed big time, but I understood that because that means you're watching the games. The Scoot haters who I'm happy are quiet are these bozos who don't actually watch the Blazers play.
I saw someone tweet this series may have saved Scoot Henderson's career. And I didn't quote tweet it, but I was like, what do you mean his career? Like
Yeah,
Scoot's
well,
career
here.
Scoot's career has always Scoot's career has 100% always been on an upward trajectory. The only
100%.
time it's downswung is when he had to stay neutral because he was out for 51 games this year. And then even then he came back and maybe took a little dip after like a week because he hadn't played basketball in a year. And then it's been on the up again. Like Scoot started so bad, but to come in here and say like Scoot was down and out and this one game against Wembenyama and the Spurs finally like saved his career, I thought was absolutely ludicrous.
That's absolutely ludicrous. But you know what I think this is, especially if he keeps playing like this, which I actually expect him fully to.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not saving his career. However, my concern was going into next year. If Scoot had a bad playoffs,
Yeah.
and we keep Drew and Dame comes back.
Right. We move him out.
It's like, who are these? What Scoot's doing right now is earning minutes for next season,
For sure. I mean,
without a doubt. And in some ways, if he came out next year and Dame looks good, Drew looks good, and all of a sudden we're only seeing Scoot for like 15 minutes a game, it wouldn't be the end of his career, but it would be it would be delaying it a little bit.
yeah.
So I'm really happy to see that. I think he is demanding a real role even with Dame back next year. And it even opens up the possibility for trading other guys so that he can get more minutes and we can get another guy who might fit the team better.
I mean, is a point guard rotation of Drew, Scoot, and Dame the best? Has to be the best 3-point guard rotation in the NBA.
Fantastic.
Like it's. I mean, maybe you got look at the Spurs with Fox, Harper, and
Harper,
Castle.
I
I could give it to them, but like, I mean, dude, that is just the way. It literally makes me want to cry seeing Scoot.
know it makes me emotional,
I
dude.
think
This guy cares so much.
He cares so much. He loves basketball. He absolutely
Yeah.
loves basketball. Oh, I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for us. Let's see what else we got here. Rob Williams, top 5 alley-oop dunker of all time. It's like damn close. He's just a free target up there for those guys.
And I don't get. I need to understand knee injuries better because I don't get how he's able to play like nothing's wrong for 20 minutes a night. But because you'd think if you have bad knees, it kind of always hurts. Why are I don't get knee injuries because his apparently never hurt until he gets to a certain point where it's absolute disaster. So I'm glad it's like that because you think a lot of the times when guys get hurt, you think, okay, they can play less minutes, but it's like, they always hurt. But for Rob, it's like it only hurts after a certain point. I'm really happy about that. And by the way, Blazers and 6 said Drew's getting in his head. I feel like that's how I kind of feel too. And this is how Drew underratedly has always been for the majority of his career in the playoffs. In these big moments, he has always been kind of a ball stopper. He's always taken some rough shots. But what tonight showed is that he's Drew Holiday. When the going gets tough, when the back's against the wall and he has to play and he's not thinking, like we said earlier, then he plays like himself.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can carry that over to the next game. Because I agree that in playoff situations, despite being kind of our vet, he plays a little bit like he's in his own head.
Yeah. I mean, again, like this was a game we won, and I think thankfully, like the Spurs, really missed a lot of big shots down the end that gave us that chance to make the comeback. But it's another game where it just felt like we have so much untapped potential, and we still competed/won. Like it wasn't until that fourth quarter that basically anyone but Scoot was outperforming their, at least on the offensive end, like themselves from this season.
Yeah.
Like Denny was not doing great. Klingon, I actually thought offensive game besides the missed threes. Like if he made one more three, that would have been a good offensive game for him. I'll give Rob a good offensive game. That was awesome. He had 3 dimes too, which I don't even know where those came from.
And he's still making those corner threes. I think he airballed one, but he made one again, dude. That was amazing.
I mean, again, the air ball was landed in Drew's hands. It was the best. It was the air ball.
It was the best air ball of all time.
It was the best air ball ever. Spurs crashed down.
Samir said Blazers.
Yeah,
sorry.
Good.
Blazers went from underdogs to favorites in one game. Also, so glad we didn't get that pick. I'm glad we didn't get that pick either. Would you say, let's assume the Wemby's out for the series. Would you say that we're now favorites to win this series? With home court advantage now, technically.
No, but I think if the Spurs came out and said Wemby will not play in the rest of this round, I would put the Spurs at like a -140.
Yeah, I would too.
To win it all.
They're still
slight favorites, even 1-1.
They're amazing even without him.
They're great. We're gonna, no matter how long he's out, we're gonna have a rock fight for sure.
Yeah. Grandpa said Trail Cat is purring tonight, boys.
Grandpa's back.
Grandpa's back. He's the man. Did you see Dundon, who wants to cut one of our mascots?
I did see that. I don't know how much I believe that report, but if that's something that I've seen too many Blazer fans hate that we have 2 mascots for that take to then become the turnaround and say, I've seen like everyone hate Doug Fur.
I love Doug Fur.
No, you're more.
No,
Okay, you're more of a Blaze the Trail Cat guy. That's what it is.
Yes, I've grown to love Doug Fur, especially because I always think of him as my brother can never remember his name, so he calls him Furry Fred. And we accidentally called him that when he walked by us at a game like a couple months ago. He sort of looked at us like, "Excuse me." I've grown to love Furry Fred, and I love Blaze, which people have always never been like huge. I feel like the Blaze has never fully attached himself to Blazers fans. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people love Blaze, but I kind of like that we have 2 mascots who have nothing to do with each other. There's no like continuity there. There's no context behind those 2 that makes sense. But I think it's hilarious that we just for some reason have 2 completely different mascots who just like pal around the whole game. It's beautiful.
Well, here's the thing is that I think Dundon's frugality and his hatred of little things, I guess I'll call it, is at least making all of us Blazer fans rally together. Like, like you need someone to hate, and you need it. Like the fact that he's getting rid of all these things, we're starting to like appreciate them more. We're like,
that's true.
We're like, I love having 2 mascots. What are you talking about?
Everyone's always hated.
I love T-shirts. What do you mean? I love the hotel masseuse. I love Jason Kent. He needs to be there. Like it's all these things we're all like rallying together now. So I think I'm trying to look at it. I'm trying to look at the Dundon things in more of a positive light and kind of.
I'm not. I think it's ridiculous.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to just assume.
I see where you're coming from.
I'm trying to assume that it's all gonna work out okay in the end, and that it's maybe just like I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on Dundon because we just won a playoff game, but I'm trying to just at least be like understand that maybe these rumors and reports that are coming out now could be fabricated because everyone seems to be piling onto the story, but. I'm having a really
good time. I hate this guy.
Yeah, right. Either way, it's I understand both opinions. Let's Let's get down into here. Again, thank you all for commenting, for subscribing, for liking the video. I mean, this 77 viewers, like, literally, like, dream come true. And the second live ever. You guys are awesome. Um,
Yeah, this is so awesome. Wait, how many people are on right now?
we got 77.
Dude, 84?
84. We're climbing.
That is insane. That is so cool.
Um,
Dude, I agree Blazers and Sixers killing me in the first three quarters. Me too.
yeah.
I like this guy saying I wore my sharp jersey. When he thought he did well, even those wacky lineups. I agree. I thought he did well even in Thiago's continually kind of wild lineups. God, we have a lot of. I'm really going.
I think you're high up. I want to get
I'm
to I
really
want to
high
get to
up.
all
I
of
didn't
them.
realize that.
I wanted to be the guys who got to all of them. Oh my god. 20 from Alex Alonquist. Alex, I recognize you from the comments. You're far too nice for this. Love the content, guys. Scoot Legacy game. I also
Wait,
because
he gave us 20 bucks?
$20. The Blazer fans are too nice to us, Brad.
That's the most amazing thing ever.
Um,
Oh my gosh,
he
that's
said-
so awesome.
I will. By the way, because you guys are showing out so much for the stream, I'll find a way to make our stream look better. I know it just looks like our podcast right now because I haven't had
Yeah.
the time to make everything. I'll put the chat up and some graphics. I'll take the time because you guys have been so awesome with this extra day off to make this look better. So come back next time after game 3 when we're up 2-1. Alex, appreciate you. Love the content, guys. Scoot Legacy game.
Yes.
I think to that point, it's like, because I think back when the guy was like, it saved Scoot's career. And I think what he meant by that was it saved Scoot being a superstar. Because I think people
Yeah.
had already been out the door on him being a superstar. And that game tonight established that Scoot Henderson can be a superstar. And that
He can be, of course.
that is the best thing I've seen all my whole life. I'll give it that.
I'm a huge Scoot believer, and I'm like, I've accepted, like, okay, at peak, he can be an 18-7 guy.
Yeah.
But, dude, watching this in a huge game, back-to-back games, it is not out of the question he's like a 23-8 all-star level player.
The jump shot looks
He's 22,
incredible.
dude.
I know. Alex, the rest of Alex's comment. Don't want to overreact, but to me, it's looking like there might not be room for all of Dame, Drew, Scoot, and Shea. I think Shea's odd man out because of defense. I think I'd agree, but I just think at the end of the day, it's just the best problem to have. And look, if like feeling like the odd man out for Shaden is what takes for him to, work super hard in the offseason to get stronger and watch a ton
Exactly.
of film and like do the little things. If that's what it takes, I believe Shaden can do all of those things and be an exceptional role player off the bench behind those guys and being an awesome scorer. He has the athleticism to be a great defender. He just needs to get like bigger and smarter. Bless you.
Thank you, dude.
So
that
yeah,
really
I
hurt
think
my back to sneeze.
I think I agree, Alex, that Shea's the odd man out there, but I don't feel like Shaden is. We've said maybe he's going to get traded, but I think if he wants to be a part of this team, he totally can.
Of course. And dude, what you said, the most important thing you said that we've kind of like pointed out a lot is one of the reasons we still believe in Shaden is that he's still not physically an NBA player yet.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning he's obviously he can jump out of the gym, but he is slim. He's unbelievably slim. And I think I've been saying this for a year or two now, but he has the same build that he had as a rookie.
Yeah.
You look at other guards from his draft class, they've put on Mathurin is the best example of this. Ooh, I think Shaden's better than Mathurin, or at least, similar level. Mathurin's put on like 20 pounds, dude. He's
Yeah.
jacked. Shaden is like still looks like he just came out of college. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing. That means there's no way he doesn't. He has to. Or maybe he does it. I don't know. But if he puts on 10 or 15 pounds, like that would be so huge for his game offensively and defensively. I always think he struggles at times because it's like a hit to him. It's like he's not able to absorb that.
Yeah.
He can't physically get past defenders. He has to be a tough shot maker. He can't, and he's such an amazing finisher that hopefully if he puts on some weight, that would affect him so much in a positive way on both ends. By the way, I love this comment from Justin Blake saying Dougie F would trounce Blaze. That's a guy. I want to know what you guys think. Who would win in a fight between? I think I'd give it to Dougie.
I think I give it to
My
Doug.
brother-
He's got the height.
Do you know this story of my brother golfing with a guy who claimed he was Blaze?
You told me this.
This was like years ago. This is like 13, 14 years ago, 15 years ago. But my brother golfed with a guy who was like hammered the whole time, drank like a beer a hole, and was like, "I'm Blaze the Trail Cat." And I never believed it was really him, but he
Right.
played with some dude who I like to pretend was Blaze, or some guy just got so hammered that he pretended to be Blaze for a 4 hour
For
golf
yeah.
round.
We got also, by the way, Mox subscribed to the we have tiers of subscribers. I think I set one day, and he's in the Damon Stoudemire tier, which I think is the highest.
What does
Um,
that mean? I don't think know about
I don't
this.
even think
Jethro
I
does
truly
all the
know
work
what
for this
I
pod.
think I don't even think I truly know what it means, but Mox, we very much appreciate you for getting in the Damon Stoudemire tier and giving 50. It says 50. It's not dollars, but it's P next to it. I don't know if it's YouTube dollars or if it's real money. If
It's
it's anything,
it's
whatever
what?
it is, look at the. You got to look in the chat to see what it is. Anyways, Mox, we appreciate you for getting in that sub and gifting us. That's huge. Um, God, I want to read every single comment, and I'm
I
trying
know
to.
I'm going really far back. We'll catch up to all of them because you
Yeah,
guys are so amazing. This guy was saying, I honestly don't know if Wemby has the body for playoffs. No hate, not just saying that because of injury, but he's not 2021 Jokic against the Blazers who's going to steamroll into double OT, no sweat. I see where you're coming from, and he's still going to be Wemby's going to be just fine in the playoffs. However, watching him in the first quarter in parts of last game, you do see that there's a way to guard him.
yeah,
You watch Jokic, it's like you just got to hope he doesn't play well. But with Wemby, like we talked about, the way Denny's throws his shoulder into him, the way we realized in that first, it's why I'm the other reason I'm bummed he got hurt is I would we were playing him so well, wanted to see that for all 48 minutes because we're just it's like be as physical as possible with him. He is unbelievable. He's giant, but if you're physical with him, there's a way to slow him down,
yeah.
and I like that we showed that. I still think he's going to be Wimmy's still, like I said, going to go down as one of, if not the best player ever. But right now, I agree that there's an antidote to him. So I hope we see him back so we can hopefully prove that. Even though we probably will just get 35
I
dropped
know.
on us by
I
him
want
again.
to, and I think, I mean, just getting that's again why that game was so important because like the one he went out when a star player does go down, like you got to take the one that he went out on. That's just a must because everything else can be game planned after for whether he's there or not. Like we had to take that one to have a chance in the series, whether Wemby comes back early or not. And we did it, and that was awesome. But now that we have that advantage, I want to take down the Goliath. You know, I want to know we belong because
Me
it's.
too.
I mean, it's just the thing now is like I can think like now you have the little thoughts that are like, and then if the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets, like we could take down the Timberwolves. Like we could totally beat the Timberwolves. Like,
I think we can beat the Nuggets,
and
dude.
like
I'm insane.
and then like we beat the Thunder, and then it's like this. I'm just so happy we won a game because I get to have. We just get to relish in these days where we're tied 1-1 in the first round of the playoffs.
I think if we win this series, we can easily make the conference final. Not easily; it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah,
But we could
we could.
make the conference
This is supposed to
finals.
be a harder game.
First, we have to win three more of
I know,
these.
right? But just the fact that we can get ahead of ourselves, the fact that we're up one or we're tied 1-1, it's so awesome. I'm just so excited to be a Blazer
Dude,
fan.
I love Sith the saying. I heard Brad is questionable for this game. Glad to see him perform. Blazers in six said, same man, I have a herniated disc and it sucks. That's what I'm worried I have. I'm like, I like to not go to the doctor as long as possible to ignore that there's anything actually wrong. So I'm just like resting this, and so hopefully it just goes away on its own, but
Yeah.
it is not. Dude, Sabir said something earlier in the chat. He was like, defensive rebounding is low-key scaring me at the end, and I was so relieved to hear the shot clock violation. That was one of the biggest plays of the game,
Oh
where
yeah, we couldn't get
we
out of
let like
there.
four offensive rebounds in a row. I don't know why. I mean, why are we such a great offensive rebounding team but struggle so much defensive rebounding wise? Can you explain that? I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
enough about actual basket. Even though I play all the time, but I don't know enough to know what makes a great defensive versus
Defensively.
offensive rebounder. In the chat, educate us. What
Yeah.
makes a team so good offensive rebounding wise but struggles so much defensive rebounding wise? I think a lot of it was just we suck as a rebounding team when Jeremy's in.
Yeah.
I love Jeremy, but like we said, he was horrible tonight, and he's like a historically bad rebounder.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Jeremy has to do with that. I think Kling is just weirdly better on the offensive glass than he is on the defensive glass, and he's
Yeah.
such a big part of our rebounding. At that last possession, I was screaming because we just could not get out of there. And I think Stefan Castle might have actually hit the rim on that air ball
Yeah.
he had that closed it. So we got away with some lucky breaks, but
Yeah, but they also did the jump ball when it was clearly off
Yeah,
Cornet's
we got
leg. So
that
I'd like to
one.
call that equal.
I was wondering why the guy on the bench for us was so adamant that we shouldn't have challenged that, because
I thought that was
it
so
looked it looked
strange.
like one look we were so like gonna get it, and I didn't see any like
Clearly, yeah.
hand. And I guess maybe just like the outcome of the situation is like it's a jump ball, like it's a 50-50 ball anyways, like your reward is not that big, but I felt like that wasn't the bench guy's decision to make as much as it was Tiago. I don't know. It worked out. I'm just glad.
Do people want merch? That's amazing. You seeing this?
we should knit it ourselves.
We should. Oh yeah. We'll
Well,
have my mom do it. She
yeah, there you
sews.
go. That'll look good.
That's beautiful. And
Um,
I'm insane because it was like, heck, at this point I get a BRC tattoo. Those are my initials. And I was like, how does he know my full name? It's like, wait a second, Blazers are cool. Blazers.
these are cool. There we go. Ooh. Um,
Uh,
let's see. Can't wait for the Scoot Discord. I'm a little farther down than you. Maybe I'll go up and we'll meet in the middle on comments.
dude,
Um,
Blazers in six. St. Drew's defensive minutes are great, but I really want to see him stop acting like a primary play creator. Could not agree more. Seeing him like bring it up very slowly for the first three quarters and try to create everything on his own was it's true. I mean, it's painful. It was killing us.
yeah.
Every play where Denny or Scoot would take on that role, it was so much more successful. I don't know why he feels the need to put everything on his back. It's like, dude, we have other guys on this team. Be a great defender. I know I said going in the series that we need him to be a scorer and a playmaker.
Yeah.
Tonight showed that we really just need him to be a play finisher and a great defensive player. That's what we need from Drew.
And the finishing is the one that's been lacking, but it's good to know that if Drew Holiday has a 50% from the field day, that we'll have like a 75% chance to win the game. It feels like, because we're fighting in games where him and Jeremy are laying bricks for seven
Yeah.
quarters at least.
Yeah, dude, Anderson, Castle, and Clingan in college together definitely makes sense why they won together. Can you believe those two guys were on the same team together? I love that UConn team. That was fun.
They're so good. Um,
Was Shane foul trouble?
no, I don't
But
think so. I think he was fouling. I think the foul trouble again I saw was the two hand shove. It was maybe less of
for
like
sure.
he was gonna get in foul trouble, because I think he ended with two, but I think it was more he was committing dumb fouls. So it's kind of foul trouble in a way, right?
Wait, did Blazers 6 actually bet on Scoot to get 30 tonight? If so, keep making that bet.
Yeah,
Bet for us to win the title right now,
yeah. We
dude.
need you.
You're
Blazers in six
clearly
is the profit we need.
yes.
All I see
Yeah,
on Valer66, all I see on Twitter is Spurs fan complaining about refs. Time to go to bed. Listening to the live pod. I want to implore like all of you guys in here and just Blazer fans in general to just like any breath spent on yelling at the refs in the NBA at this point. Like, it's, you can be right about everything and you can be wrong about everything. And I think that's a great point, Valor, to say, is that like we need to be the fan base that is not dependent on refs gave us a point here or there and that's what decided the game. We need to be the fan base for like these young players that are growing up, just for our own mental health, that realize
Exactly.
that NBA reffing is just an absolute joke across the board. And we know as Blazer fans that it's never going to be rigged for us, so there's no reason
Exactly.
to try to fight it. We just have to fight through it, right? We have to get over
Yeah,
it.
I completely agree. It's not denying the refs are trash, but
Yeah.
they're trash, and we have to just kind of accept that. Even though I do, one of the great joys of professional sports is getting mad at the refs.
For sure.
But you're 1000% right. It's that you have to accept that the refs are going to consistently be at best mediocre.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw multiple just terrible calls tonight. But
Awful.
also, I go back and forth on it because, you see these studies that say the refs get over 90% of calls correct.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for like a really fast-paced game. But also, it's like you see all these just multiple egregiously bad calls. Once you just accept that, and just hope that it evens out, because that's my thing, is that over time it's going to suck for both teams somewhat equally.
Yeah.
So you just got to accept that they're going to be
It's just
god
gonna
awful.
happen. So I think Spurs fans' frustrations, they're just trying to point at something because they got screwed with the Wemby injury. I think they're trying to point it at something besides the team to get mad at. So, and I totally understand their gripes, and I think Spurs fans should let the Reds have it. I think we just no countering what the Spurs fans are saying. Just let the Spurs fans run amok with the reffing, soak in the Blazer win.
Yeah, go high when we go low.
Yeah.
Or no, we go high.
We go
We go
low
high
when
when
we
they
go
go
high.
low.
I mean,
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. Dude said this the fact that half of the starters don't have a go-to offensive move, let alone a rumor of a bag, was apparent this game. That is true. That's why it's like we really got to make sure we play the best defensive game we can,
yeah.
and so we can kind of get some rhythm, get and play and train, and that's where it's true. Especially when Drew's bringing up the ball every single time. Because I actually thought when Danny and Scoop bring up the ball, the half-court offense looks okay. Not great, but looks okay. When Drew was, it was looking kind of rough.
When it was the
And I agree with you. Yeah.
when it was the Drew Jeremy 2-man game for like a string of 3 possessions, I can't remember if it was the fourth. I think it was the fourth because we were on the left side, and I think it was either the middle of the third quarter where things felt like they were unraveling, or the start of the fourth where they really unraveled. But the Drew Jeremy 2-man game that had it was 2 or 3 possessions in a row that were one pass, with one of them that ended with Jeremy flying at the rim trying to throw it up. It's just those little things, we just can't afford to waste those right now. We just can't give Jeremy a chance to get going. He has to just be a spot up shooter. I would love a world where his drive game works and his bully ball works, but it worked. He was 1 for 9. It was one of 5 on those, and it's just not good enough.
Yeah, PDX Bourne said that too. What's up, PDX? We're good to see you again. Jeremy kills me at the falling down. Is the thing I dislike most about his game. Me too, dude. It's just like Jetho said last game. He sometimes runs at the hoop like would you say a baby gazelle?
Baby giraffe, yeah.
Baby giraffe, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's you're right. It can be really tough to watch. And we love Jeremy. We've been huge Jeremy defenders this whole season, so it is tough look for us.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's been really really bad these last 2 games. But I still believe in him. I think he's going to turn it on. I hope. We kind of need him to.
He just needs to find his shot, bro. He doesn't need to
Yeah.
he doesn't need to be anything more. When we got Scoot and Denny playing the way that they're playing, he doesn't have to be a creator out of nothing. He just has to be a floor spacer and a good decision maker, and that's not what he's been recently. It's tough.
Yeah, dude, I love Justin Blake pointing out Scoot or Steve, as he said,
Steve
the
Henderson.
mid-range game, dude. Oh my
Yeah,
God, dude.
Such and could not have I mean, I think he's been good at the mid-range to end the season, but the last 2 games have been phenomenal. But I can't choose a better series for that to be the case.
Oh my God, we need
than
it
against
so bad, and he's
Wembanyama.
killing it.
He's the
Yes.
only one on this team who, people. I think Shaden takes mid-range jumpers. He's not good at them. Scoot finding a mid-range shot is the thing that we needed on offense more than anything, honestly. Him and Denny.
Let me ask you this.
Denny's mid-range in game 1 was also awesome.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping we'd see that more tonight. He missed a couple kind of tough ones. Pace McCaustin said if Jeremy and Shea get it going too, we would win the series. No lie, I agree. But who do you think, Jeff, I'm asking you this, who do you think is is more important for this series to turn it on, Jeremy or Shea?
I think I'll go Jeremy if I could pick
Yeah, I
one of
agree.
the 2 of them to turn it on, because I think I think their scoring's about equal, but Jeremy's shooting a lot more threes, which are just inherently
Yeah.
more valuable. Jeremy can get to the line really well. You think about Jeremy and Shaden had equal run for a long stretch of this season together, I think, and they were both scoring about the same. But Jeremy was doing it on greater efficiency. And I still, even though I thought, again, we said this earlier, I think Shaden's defense was better than Jeremy's tonight. I do think Jeremy is a better defender than Shaden. So if I'm
I
getting
never
the best,
know though with Shaden. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
I was gonna say if I'm getting the best of both of them, I think I want Jeremy by a hair, and I think that's what the coaching staff wants.
I never know with Shaden's defense though. It's like, is he actually playing well defensively, or is he just not playing horribly
Right.
defensively? You know what I mean? Because I'm so used to getting frustrated that with his lack of effort that when I see him put in effort, which I thought he absolutely did tonight, I don't know if I kind of overlooked because a couple people were saying like he was getting cooked defensively, which I didn't personally see, but I'm also not saying they're wrong. Like I saw that one great block by him, but uh, I'm not sure if I was kind of over the moon about that recovery effort that I
Yeah.
kind of ignored some of the other parts of his defensive game.
Yeah.
Um,
Pace Moccasin also said later on, I think, been watching y'all since like 86 subs. Lol, y'all are my go-to good vibes and hoop knowledge. Pace Moccasin,
that's so
goat.
awesome.
Goat.
That's
Been
amazing,
here
dude. That
since
makes me
the
so happy.
drop a like, chat, if you have seen our DeAndre Ayton video, which is the first one that ever went
Kind of
semi-viral
blew
for
up.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of blew up. Drop a like in the chat if you've seen the DeAndre Ayton video, because that was that was our, I guess, our most iconic moment technically.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
Yeah.
big Ayton pod if you guys didn't know.
Big Aiton pod
Shout
for a
out
bit.
also
I
the
know.
Lakers Rockets right now, 3-point game.
I've got it
Uh,
on right behind me. I'm
I got
looking
it
at
on the side. Shout out LeBron.
DA. Ooh. God, I hate what see that block by DA on Sengun there.
Shingun, good.
He
He's
pisses me off, dude. I hate when he. Well, I hate when DA. I know this we shouldn't be talking about DA right now, but I hate when DA like puts in a lot of effort for one play, and then he looks at everyone like, "See."
toughs up.
It's like, well,
Yeah,
dude, we kind of need that for more
we
than
need
one
that all
play
the
every
time.
couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, dude, Blazers 6, it does suck for Wemby. But he really needs to chill out. This is the playoffs. He can't be playing like a point guard or being that big. Uh, yeah, I kind of see where I do see where he's coming from a little bit. He got the chair pulled by him. Great defensive play by Drew, and I think he just kind of tripped and fell. But I do agree that it's important for Wemby, I think, to play a little more physically. What's the word? Composed.
yeah,
Not I mean, getting hurt sucks. I'm not blaming him for the injury at all. But we saw it the first game too. Like he's kind of wild physically. You know what I
Drews
mean? Like
or
he's no
or Wemby.
Wemby is.
Yeah,
He
he
flails a little bit.
yeah. Well, it's just the other thing is like just falling from. It's the longest fall you could have to then
Exactly.
slam
It
your chin
sucks.
into the ground. Like,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, imagine if we fell 7 feet.
right. I would
That would
die.
hurt.
I would die.
Yeah, I would die.
I would die if
So
I
yeah,
chin landed on the hardwood from that height. So,
exactly. Poor
um,
guy.
so yeah, just I mean, again, just unlucky, but
And like Pace Moxon said, dude, I thought he lost teeth.
I know.
I really did. I was like looking to see if
I thought
teeth
he
were
like
falling
bit his
out.
tongue. I thought he was gonna like bite his
Yeah.
tongue off, dude. Ugh. Scary. Prayers up for
Yeah, that
Wemby.
sucks.
Um,
Poor guy. Yeah.
um, it'd be so crazy if we play the Spurs like 10 times this year and we play Wemby one time,
Yeah.
because we didn't play him in the
Oh,
regular
yeah.
season at all.
That's true. That's crazy. Yeah, Sabir is asking. I feel sorry for Wemby saying, but did Drew foul or did he just fall? I think he just fell. I think Drew pulled the chair. Really good defensive play. Then
Yeah.
he kind of
I think
tripped
that
and fell. I didn't think it was a foul.
I think their knees clipped, maybe
Oh,
just
is
a
that right?
tad. If it was on the replay, that was what you saw. But I thought, well, we got one again, and here's the thing with the refereeing is that we got one back. Do you remember when De'Aaron Fox pulled the chair on Shaden and Shaden flew at the rim and then got the foul
Yeah.
call and he made his 2 free throws? That it's
Yes.
eye for an eye, and that eye for an eye is also what happened when Tiago got his technical. Because what happened was, and I don't know if the one that we got away with, because we were down on the other end, Klingon, I believe, hit Luke Cornett hard on a jumper and he missed it. Then we go down all the way to the other end and Luke Cornett basically punches Klingon in the gut. No call. I don't know what happened on our end, like what we got away with as a foul, because they didn't show a replay there. It looked like a lot of contact, but it looked like a play on in that situation. Because we didn't get that one, that's why they didn't get that foul called on them on the other end. It was eye for an eye, and then Tiago freaks out because he's right that should have been a foul. But you just have to, if you're Tiago, you just have to keep it in right there, because
Agreed.
it's just it's fouling all over the place. Some of them are getting called, some of them are not. You cannot lose your mind because the refs decided to go eye for an eye and let contact be played on both sides. You have to keep that composed.
I completely agree. Most of the game, even the last game, felt like eye for an eye reffing,
Yeah.
which is like honestly,
I'm fine
whatever.
with. I
That's
like
fine.
it. That's
Both
kind of
teams
how
are
I
gonna
like
get
it.
screwed.
Yeah.
Me too. Both teams are going to get screwed. It's just that as fans, we're going to notice the ones that hurt us more, and that's completely okay, normal. Uh, shout out to maybe I'm going to keep scrolling down. Maybe I hope he is always this nice. A Lambo City Gratitude said, good win for y'all.
Yeah.
With a dot 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 behind it. Somebody, I understand, slightly begrudgingly. I'd be begrudgingly doing the same thing if my
Yeah.
best player got hurt. That sucks. But thank you. Dude, hopefully the series
Hopefully it's a good
keeps being
series
fun and
versus the. I'm
competitive.
just it's great basketball both these games.
I love
Um,
saying thank you when they're like good as if we played.
yeah, thank you, thank you,
Thank you. It
thank
was
you.
a
I'm gonna
good
go
win.
hit the
Wasn't
ice
easy,
bath.
but I did it. Yeah, exactly.
um, let's see. Late to the post game.
Yeah,
Watch the
pace
game.
boxing, you're all good. We know. So I'm sorry. I keep there's like the very slightest delay for me. I
Yeah,
keep accidentally interrupting you. That's my bad. You go though. Go
I
for
was
it.
just gonna say. It's bad movie. Said late to the post game. Watch the game. Then we're go Blazers from China. We got
Oh, that's
Chinese
awesome.
Blazer fans tuning in. I hope they still. I'd love to have the China fan base and the Young Hansen fans in there. I tried. I did have that one thought pass my mind today of like, what would Young Hansen look like in this game? It did. It wasn't a really a great thought, but I was, I was, I at least let it pass, and I gave Young Hansen that try. He did get a playoff minute last game. That was something that was
He
cool.
did, which was awesome to see. I hope we hopefully we have a game where we go off and we can see him get a few more
A few
minutes to see what
positive
he looks
minutes,
like in a
a
playoff
Blazer
situation. Yeah.
blowout. Dude, I just
You
can't believe
never
we're
know,
going.
dude, when a guy with
Yeah,
yeah,
we're going back to the Moda Center next game. It's unbelievable.
I know how awesome is that. But you never know when a guy's gonna all of a sudden look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see any chance. I don't want that to be the last we see of Hansen. I want to see him hopefully get a couple more minutes and keep showing something. That'd be very, very cool to see.
So many chats. Thank you, all of you guys who are hanging out, talking Blazers, commenting, liking. I mean, it's all amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys understand how happy this makes us.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This is a best day in the past 5 years. Blazers' first playoff win. Best day in 5 years.
Dude, probably. I mean,
It's
right?
close. It's
Is
up
that really
there.
cool to think about? It's so awesome. I mean, it's probably like if you're ranking like top 100 Blazer games ever,
Yeah.
this probably falls into it. You know what I mean? We're going to remember, that's why we got to soak in these moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came with a guy getting hurt, but we just won our first playoff game in half a decade.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a game we remember forever. I
Yeah.
mean, think about the random regular season wins that people still talk about. People
Oh.
still talk about like Nick Stauskas going off for 25 in opening night against LeBron in
Yeah.
LA, or maybe that was in Portland. I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
It's like if we Blazer fans remember every even mildly meaningful game, which I love that about us. We got to soak in that we're going to be remembering this for quite some time.
Oh,
It's
it's
pretty
awesome.
awesome.
I'm so
Even if we
happy.
lose the next three,
Yeah.
which is possible.
Totally. It's
Like,
totally on
let's
the
soak
table.
this in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Uh,
PDX Bourne said I think the biggest difference with Scoot tonight was his confidence. I think that's always the biggest difference with Scoot. And you're absolutely right. We talked about this, how we wanted to see the stat of what Scoot's stats are in games where he makes his first shot
mhm.
versus when he misses his first shot. Dude, Scoot is all confidence, and that's a good thing. You'd rather see a guy who is so capable as he showed tonight when he's confident than a guy who's very confident but maybe not that capable.
Yeah.
Like that's what we want to see.
I mean, Scoot the past 2 games. Scoot in the playoffs. 18 for 28 from the field. 7 of 13 from 3. 6 of 8 from the line. He weirdly didn't have an assist tonight, but that's because no one else was making a shot to help him. 40, I can't do math that fast. 49 points. So he's averaging 24 and a half points in the playoffs so far on 60, 52, 75 splits.
So sick, dude.
Awesome.
So
The
sick.
playoff riser. It's
Oh, I know.
confirmed.
And it's so awesome to see. Which we talked about how we think Scoot is made for big games. We've talked about this. I still didn't see this coming.
Oh yeah.
I saw game one. I thought, okay, that we could see that makes sense. I think we could see him play like that for the rest of the series. He had, what was it, 18 last game?
Yeah.
Game one?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I could see Scoot kind of blow up for 18 a game this series for
Right.
sure.
Right.
But matching that, or sorry, following that with 31 points is, dude, that's really, really impressive. You know, HG Highlight said too, Castle and Fox are so dope. Very fun to watch the Spurs. Vessel's nice with the two. I wish I could hate the Spurs. You know what I mean? Hating other teams is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's like the most fun. But dude, I'm watching like, damn, I wish we had Carter Bryant. I like even when Fox and Denny were pushing each other, I'm like, let's fucking go. I
Right.
loved it.
That was
But it wasn't like with hate in my heart. I wish it was a little bit with more with hate in my heart. The Spurs are making it difficult to not, enjoy watching. They play it fun. They kind of when Wemby is out, their play style kind of reminds me of ours
When Wemby is
without
out,
Wemby.
yeah, yeah, fast
So I'm watching
flying
like, oh, this is a
around
fun matchup.
wings, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do. I ultimately do like the Spurs. I do like Wemby. I I'm ready to go like they're like they're feisty. Wemby like hates everyone in his path. So like I'm down to like get into it and be like, jostle with them, I guess you could say, and
Sure.
find reasons to be angry with them. But it'll be all love after the game or after the
Yeah,
series.
I'm trying not to fall into the if I see something that's really egregious, like we had in the chat game one, we saw
Yeah,
someone, a Spurs fan that was egregious. I had no problem calling that guy out,
yeah,
but I don't want to fall into the trap of the 1% of lamos.
right.
Because, like I said, most 99% of Spurs fans are cool dudes.
I think I'm
Um,
looking at Scoot's like game logs now, and like he scored 33 times his rookie year. Only one of them was above 50% shooting. Um, which was that game at Denver, which I kind of remember. His last year, he had the Knicks game and the Nets game where he scored over 30. I think the Knicks game was great. The Nets game was that unbelievable shooting first half, and then he hasn't
yeah,
scored 30 this year. I think like that's objectively Scoot's best. I mean, playoffs rise it up obviously, but like if you're just looking from an objective basketball standpoint, it's he played basically his best game in 2 years tonight in the playoffs in game two on the road. Like it's such an
absolutely.
awesome thing to see from Scoot.
And dude, as we've said before, I think he just loves playing. Because there was that interview that was quoted today on X, the Everything app. I'm always gonna find that funny. It's such a
Yeah.
joke. Um, but a quote of him saying like, "Not everyone loves basketball. I love basketball."
Yeah.
He's like, "I love playing. I love going out there and competing." And that's what makes it fun, dude. He when he's going off, it's like I'm watching like an old school player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I love the NBA, but there is like a slight uh less amount of that kind of like hard on the floor attitude at times. It's
Yeah.
still prevalent. You're seeing guys better than ever, but with maybe a tiny bit lack of grittiness, which isn't a bad thing at all. Scoot, it's like you're just seeing a different kind of play style. Scoot is like a throwback, gritty,
He's a hooper.
gets hyped type of play. He's a hooper, dude, and it's so awesome to see. I love it. I saw some good questions. Two people, Andy and Justin Films and HG Highlight talking about. Do you think City could have a role in this series?
A
I don't.
role, I think a role is a stretch. I think City could have a moment. I think we
Yeah,
could. I think he could be that. Like, I could totally see us going down 20 in the second quarter of game five because we're gonna make it to game five for sure. Uh, and I could see him getting inserted and having like being City and hounding the ball, getting a steal, drawing an offensive foul. I could see City having a moment. I think a role is too much of a stretch. Um,
I would, and this is gonna sound harsh. I love City the first half of the season. He had a kind of an underratedly underrated kind of sort of disaster of a season after he got signed.
yeah,
I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize this, and I'm not trying. I love City. I'm not.
love
I love
City.
that he earned a spot on this team.
Yeah,
But post All-Star break, he's averaged 2 points on one rebound and one assist on 35% and 15% three-point shooting.
yeah,
He's averaged two fouls. He averages almost as many fouls. He averages more fouls and points and rebounds and almost as many fouls points.
yeah.
Uh, he's had a really, really, and that's in 13 minutes a game. Like that's a good amount of play. He hasn't had a good game since I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but looking at the game log,
My my
no,
my
he kind
favorite
of
City
struggled in
game
that.
was the one we went to when we played Detroit, and like City
Yeah,
was like a plus 20 when we were down 10 the whole game. Um,
yeah. Oh, he was good against the Jazz on uh, March 13th, which was about 20 games ago
the
for him.
Jet that oh
He's
yeah, I remember that Jazz game.
I I personally want to see the lineup shrink the tiniest bit, not
Yeah,
be
expanded.
expanded. Like I like Chris, I like Shea. I want to see us maybe commit to more of like, okay, our bench is Rob, Matisse, Jeremy, and Shea.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't really want to personally add another guy. Like
Well,
Chris has the opportunity to make an impact for sure,
yeah.
but I think some of Tiago's kind of random and almost hockey style substitutions that he's been doing so far in the series don't really make sense.
Hmm.
Like I thought that even today in the third, where we Scoot played really well, and then we subbed him and Donovan out. And we went with a lineup that was this is after Drew had just had a terrible stretch, but the lineup was Drew, Matisse, Rob, two, and Jeremy, and it's
Okay.
like ugh.
Yeah.
And then a minute and a half later, Scoot subs back in. And it's like it's like what are we doing right now?
Yeah.
This is like, did you just really want to see that lineup for a minute and a half? Or did you
Right.
not like what you saw and immediately changed it? Like I would actually like to see us maybe take some minutes away from some bench guys like Chris and give and maybe balance Jeremy and Shaden's on. For me, it's like Jeremy and Shaden, who should get minutes is who's playing all that game.
Right.
Like
Right.
tonight I would have liked to see Shaden get more than Jeremy. Next game, it could be completely different, but I think we should have a 9-man rotation right
Right.
now instead of
Right.
10.
It's the five starters: Robin, Matisse, always, and then like
Yeah,
8/9. You don't need
yeah,
more than that for the playoffs. I do think Jeremy would have gotten more run if he wasn't so awful.
yeah,
I think he's probably more of like a 25, 26, getting all of Chris Murray's minutes. I think Chris Murray goes in for defensive specialty plays, and then he got a chance because Jeremy was, baby giraffing it, but those three turnovers
yeah.
from him, not it.
Big shout to PDX Born and user KHH4Y also for giving really good info on how knee injuries actually work. I've never had a knee injury. My back hurts right now. I've
Yeah.
never had a knee injury. He's had 6 knee surgeries, and yes, they always hurt, but there's a level of exertion that'll cripple me for days if I go too far. That
Yeah.
makes sense. That kind of feels like what Rob is dealing with.
Right.
User K8 said the same thing, that it only really starts to hurt once the inflammation reaches a certain point. So that's probably exactly what Rob is dealing with.
Yeah. Shout
Dude,
out.
and
I was gonna say shout
yeah,
out
you go.
the medical staff for they've caught a ton of flack this year. Our medical staff,
Yeah.
and I know none of their names. Maybe I should learn them, but shout out them for keeping Rob healthy because it has been the single most important injury to manage of the entire season because of the moments he had in this game.
Yes. And yeah, I've always been kind of a pretty pro medical staff. I think mostly just because
Pro
I feel like
doctors.
yeah, I'm pro doctors. I think it's easy to blame them because we don't know what's going on. So when things are maybe not communicated properly, it or in a confusing way, we're like very quick to be like our training staff sucks.
Yeah.
But dude, it's the NBA and we have Rob Will, we have Drew. Like we travel the most distance on the court than any team in the NBA. Like we're gonna pick up those soft tissue injuries that everyone in the NBA is picking up. I'm very pro medical staff just because I don't want to just blame them just because I'm uh,
Yeah.
maybe not happy with the
Frustrated with
communication.
what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Shout out the medical staff. Sabir said, wasn't Jeremy a 6-man of the year candidate at one point this season? For like 3 weeks, he was like very much leading the the 6-man of the year race.
Jeremy's been awesome this season. We've been so stoked about how he's played. That's why I think he can turn it on.
Yeah.
It's just that he's falling into some of his worst habits. And he was hurt for a while. He might still be getting his legs back. I'm fully confident he can start playing well because Jeremy's the kind of guy that when he plays well, the impact is obvious. That's kind of been that's why when I asked you like Shea versus Jeremy, who would you like to see kind of break out for the rest of the series, I agreed when I said Jeremy, or when you said Jeremy, because sometimes when Shea goes off, like I've said before, like you don't quite feel the huge impact on the team. When Jeremy goes off, mostly because it's from 3-point shooting, something that we really lack, you feel a big impact. I think it would be huge to see Jeremy rise up this series. That would be
Yeah.
really big.
I
And we can still, yeah,
it's something we need. Like we just need a couple. Like it seems like Denny and now Scoot, and I'll rope Drew in there. Like the three of them, one of them is gonna pop off each game to like shoulder the big burden of scoring. We just need the role players to like hit their shots when their moment comes around. And you saw what that happened when Tumani hit 2 threes. Like as soon as we
Yeah.
just had someone step in other than Scoot tonight and shoot with confidence and make it, we just went on an insane run to finish the game. That's all we need.
Yep.
Like we're not asking for like we're not asking for Tumani to drop 25. We're not asking for Jeremy Grant to drop 25. We're just asking for them to like make their shots when they have the opportunity. Like just one of them.
We're asking them to play how they
Play
usually play. Just
well.
play well.
Play well,
Play
and
your
we win this
game.
game. We're not like not
Yeah.
exceptional, not over your I don't know what over your shoes. There's some sort of saying baked in there. Not
Yeah, there's something there.
not more than you've ever played, because Scoot Henderson will take that burden. Scoot is the one
Yes.
who will step up, rise up to the moment, and be the all-star that we need. We just need Tumani, Matisse, Jeremy to just play
Play
solid.
up to their
just play
standard.
solid, yeah. That's all we're
Yeah,
asking.
because that's the thing. Obviously, like if any team, when we're saying we need to play well to win, it's like obviously, but like, well, we want to see the players play their version of well.
Yeah.
Like I want to see the Spurs play well. I want to see us play well, and I want to see who's the best of those two.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't really want to see them play well. I want to see us play, but you know what I mean.
Let's see them be
Exactly. But I want to see guys play to their standard. Tumani finally showed it in the fourth quarter. Jeremy, it's like I don't like you said, we don't even drop 35, but we need to see him play like a guy who can put up 16.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously everyone needs to play well. But we want to see them play well for what we expect and what they
Their
should be playing
standards.
like.
It's not. We're not getting
Their
outlandish. Guy
And
Gabriel.
dude, we can still say this. I'm still pissed Caleb
Yeah.
wasn't there to experience that win.
I know.
I so agree with that.
Caleb
It
has
still
to be
bothers
there.
me.
Bring
Yeah.
Caleb. What are we doing?
Blazers are going to be the first GoFundMe team from Thrandy. That's so funny.
That's awesome. Guy Gabriel said the good thing about Denny is that when he doesn't have it offensively, he finds ways to contribute through defense. Made some winning defensive plays down the stretch. I totally agree. The one I think
Totally agree.
which one? How much time was left when Denny had the end of the shot clock save? Or it was like a real big contest, maybe on Devin Vassell. I know exactly the play you're talking about, Guy Gabriel, and I'm trying to map out in my head how everything went down. Maybe I'll go to the play-by-play. But dude, our defense stood on its head at the very end there. It was so awesome.
Yeah, that
even
was
when we
absolutely
couldn't
incredible.
get that defensive rebound for a long time.
Yeah, dude, I did that Denny point is so spot on. It's like Denny's gotten some I've always said that I think Denny's been as good defensively this season as you can expect someone with that physical and offensive burden to
Yep.
play.
Yep.
Because has he been like consistently a superstar on the defensive end? No, but we know from like that's how Denny got minutes to start his career. He was a defensive specialist.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't that far off from like a Tumani type of player his first 2 years in the NBA. That's how he got minutes on the floor. It was a similar, but then he blew up to this offensive superstar basically. And but it's so nice to see him be able to revert back to that when knows he doesn't quite have the offensive game going for him. So yeah, I thought he made some awesome, impactful defensive plays tonight. I completely agree with that.
He was so locked in. And I've always thought since he joined this team, he's been good to great on ball defender. I've just thought at
Agreed.
times he's laxed himself in off ball situations, and again, it just might have
Agreed.
to do with being completely locked in on the other side. But dude, when he gets in his stance and he has to one-on-one a guy, I think he's like shades below Tumani. Like I think he can really stick with all different types of players because he's big and strong and athletic. So Denny's defense was awesome. I'm trying to find like the very end of those plays. I guess it won't tell me if Denny was guarding this, but the series of De'Aaron Fox misses 25-foot three step back, Spurs offensive rebound, Fox misses driving floating jump shot, Devin Vassell offensive rebound, Stephon Castle misses 14-foot pull up jump shot, Luke Cornett offensive rebound, shot clock turnover. That was like my heart jumping out of my chest with every single rebound. Oh my god, it was so scary, and we pulled it out.
You know, Justin Blake says Tiago is fiery tonight. He was, dude. I love it. This is a guy who, to me, is like he wants to coach this team.
He wants to coach.
You know what I mean?
This team.
He wants to coach this team, and because we're being put in the position by Dundon, where it's either we get Tiago or we get like a middle school
the great
volleyball coach.
basketball assistant JV
equipment
coach.
manager. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like apparently those are our budget options.
Yeah.
I'm more and more talking myself into Thiago being the man, and I love seeing how passionate he was, despite him being supposedly pretty frustrated with the lack of with Dundon's cost cutting, which I don't know if you saw that in the quick article, how he
I
was
yeah.
particularly mad about not there not being a room for our masseuse
Well, that's just the thing
because
is
he's
like
like,
when the
yeah,
problems spill over into the day-to-day operations of a team on the road in the play-in, like that is where the line is it's so red, it is so drawn in the sand. Like you cannot be doing things that are affecting this right now to save a couple of bucks. If he wants to like I'll get it a lot more if he just waits till the summer to start making these headlines, to start making these decisions, to start making these phone calls. But when you're actively causing headlines and Hyken has to ask questions in the press conference room about the situation, despite the fact that Thiago is handling it like such a professional and just saying, we haven't actually talked about that at all. I told all the guys to get off their phones. I don't know if everyone saw that clip, but
yeah, that was awesome.
that's how he responded. Even despite the fact that Thiago is doing so well with it, it's just like you can't be causing these situations for these players because you're cheap, because you're anything.
But then how else will Dundon make everything about him? That's his favorite thing to do. It's like historically, that's kind of his favorite thing to do.
But it's about winning, Brad. You don't get it. It's about winning. Haven't you heard? Dundon likes.
Yeah, I know.
I know you don't like to win, but Dundon likes to win. All right, and
I know. I always roll my eyes at that concept that like, oh, you're just mad that he wants to win. It's like, do you think these are the steps that good owners take in order to win?
Yeah,
because you're seeing. I know it was Chandler Parsons talking about how like this is a good way to get a free agent, even though like we lucked it. As CJ said, we lucked out by not signing him.
Did you see? I quote tweeted that.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I think I ratioed Chandler Parsons by this point.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Go follow Blazers Lead on Twitter, on X, the everything.
That's Jethro.
If you guys are there,
yeah.
by the way. I think he's at 1.5. I'm at 1.1. I need to end up with a ratio of him on that. But yeah, Dundon,
big shout out to PDX Bourne, who's just like the coolest guy. He said, "You guys are doing great. It's a conversation. It's important. You are great at keeping the flow moving. Thank you. That's amazing."
Yeah, I mean,
I love that.
I guarantee you guys this is just natural for Brad and I. Every time we've gotten in a room together, we're not being able to shut up. So
yeah, exactly.
This is easy, and you guys hanging out and commenting just makes it that much easier. So we appreciate all of you.
What's fun about doing this with your bud? Because it's like we're not trying right now.
No, we're just talking about the Blazers.
We're just talking about the Blazers. We're not putting in much effort. It's all passion and friendship.
Yeah, I hope we sound okay. I hope my mic sounds okay. I think we've said this in our videos. I think even like our biggest hurdle is technical difficulties and production. So any leeway you guys can give us on that front and understanding. I promise we're trying to look and sound better all the time and get more aesthetically pleasing. So we're trying our best.
Dude, Grandpa one is so funny. I heard Dundon offer Casey Holdahl a ride home and charge him for gas. That's so good,
Venmo
dude.
request from Tom Dundon.
Yeah, exactly. I know, it's unbelievable.
Pace Moccasin said, I think you're covering the high up in the chat, and I'm covering up more low. We got our bases covered. Pace Moccasin said, guys, I had to skip ahead because I was behind. Did we talk about the foul up 3 strategy? Because that gave me a heart attack.
It always gives me a heart attack. What do you think about it?
So I didn't want to foul quickly when there was 11 seconds left the first time we were in that spot. I was more in the try to let a couple seconds go off, and if they huck up a 3, then maybe we have some time to counter. But I did want to foul. Shout out to I was the biggest reason, Pace, I was scared to foul is because I had nightmares about all of the times we have messed up an inbounds play this season, because it has been so many of them. So I thought, oh my God, we're going to put ourselves in a situation where we have to make an inbounds play up 1 and we're going to blow it. Thankfully, Tumani Kamara was an absolute demon in those 5 seconds, because he threw a beautiful over-the-head pass to Drew that wasted 5 seconds. And yes. I wasn't pleased when the ball came back to Tumani and he had to shoot the free throws, but he nailed both of them. So he executed it beautifully. I think the the reason why it was more okay for us to foul immediately was because we had 2 timeouts to advance the ball twice. Shout out Tiago for hanging on to those timeouts for this exact situation. So we were
Absolutely.
able to advance, get the fouls, and then when we got, I'm kind of losing track of my thought on but the fact that we had 2 timeouts and they had one, I think was a big advantage for us in that situation because we were able to advance the ball twice. I think it was like with 11 seconds and then 5, right?
Yes, exactly. And honestly, dude, Drew's little cross he had on I think Castle when he caught the ball,
And he,
which
whoop,
added like a which was yeah, which got him to be able to make that pass to Tumani. Did you want to see Tumani finish that?
kind of, but I'm very
I
glad he
I,
did
I do
not.
too. I think I did too.
I'm very glad both of them did not because that was the right play in that situation.
And dude, I forgot that Tumani's only a 70% free throw shooter. Because I was thinking like, okay, this is Tumani's guy I can trust at the line. It was like Tumani Kamaro 70% for the season. I'm like, what? Like I don't know. I thought he was like an 85 guy, which wouldn't really make that much sense.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, that was awesome by Tumani. What a huge moment for him.
Tumani,
Huge
man.
moment for the pass and making the free throws. We did not give enough credit for that play. That play kind of saved the game.
Yeah,
But I would say, it's I don't know if I like the foul down too. I mean, tonight I did. It does. I bet it's statistically the right move, but it makes the because if they make a three and tie the game, that's much easier to take than we foul. They make both free throws. We get it back. We miss one, and then we lose that way.
yeah,
It's probably if you go over it 100 times, that's probably the right move to foul down three, but it makes the negative feel so much worse. It's such a worse way to lose if you blow it. It's the most heart attack inducing, and I've always wondered why coaches don't do that more.
right.
And I kind of get why when you watch it because it makes it way more stressful, even if it's statistically probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
Mark Crislip said doctors are good for you. I completely agree.
thank you, Mark Crislip.
Thank you,
I
Mark
wonder. I wonder
Crislip.
why he. I wonder why he said that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. What else we got? This series feels to me more like seeing whose role players can step up. We know how to handle Wemby, and they know how to handle Denny. Yeah, at that Blazers in 6, I think that's totally true. I mean, we said that.
Yes.
We said that after the last game. It was like Denny and Wemby went toe to toe. Tonight, Scoot trumped everyone, bro. I mean,
Yeah. Unbelievable.
who was the Spurs leading scorer? Castle with 18 on 7 of 20.
Is
Um,
that right?
yeah,
Didn't have anyone who scored 20?
no 20 point per game
See,
scores. It was just
I
a
don't know
lot
if
of
you have
miss.
this issue. When I watch Blazer games, I never really notice how the other team is doing.
Yeah,
I see every time they score as a failure of us, every time they don't score as a success for us, every time we score a success for us, every time we don't score a failure of us. Like I do a bad job of paying attention to the positive or negatives of the other team. I kind of, since we're Blazer fans, everything falls on the
right.
Blazers in
Watch
my
the
eyes. So
Blazers
like,
focused. Yeah,
yeah, like Castle at 18, that makes sense. Castle's nasty, dude. He's a good player.
good.
I
Seven of
agree with PDX
seven.
Sport.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7 of 20 though. Like Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, 6 of 16, 6 of 16, 7 of 20. Like
What they
we
shoot as a team.
they were 44% from the field, 29% from three.
Yeah,
I
dude, we
wonder what they
played
were
such
in
a
the.
sound defensive game late in that fourth quarter. That was so awesome. We just simplified it. When we simplify it, we just go for the right um, plays and passing lanes. Don't. It's like we have such a fundamentally sound defensive team. It's awesome. We have so many smart guys on this team. But yeah, I agree with PX Bourne said we didn't play well overall for either game. We didn't play badly, but it was the whole team. But if the whole team's firing all cylinders, we're gonna crush. I feel like we've seen uh, the Spurs play more minutes of good basketball than us,
Yeah, yeah,
but our good has come with these amazing runs that either, game one, cut the lead in 2 minutes to one,
yeah,
or tonight we make up from 14 down. And that's, I think, a positive for us because I think it's more likely that we play more good basketball than for us to, keep playing some like kind of iffy basketball and
yeah,
just have amazing runs down the stretch. I think the way we're playing, with how healthy we are, with how much certain guys haven't played well and we're still competitive, Like this looks good for future games. That's what we
Hmm.
said after game one. It's like even though we lost game one, we thought it was a really good preview for hopefully what's going to come next. I think this game was proof of that.
I think it's just, dude, I really, the Wemby in, Wemby out makes it totally different. Like he's just such an enigma on defense. But like, it really doesn't feel like we're at much of a talent deficit. Like, I
Yeah.
I really feel like this series and this series, Wemby or not, truly based on the way we were playing to start this game. Again, we were totally in it with them. Is dependent on if we can continue to do the little things right and not make mistakes that shoot ourselves in the foot. Like
Yep.
it's we can hang around if we just take care of the ball and make a couple more threes. It's like really all it is. Um, it,
I've always thought we're the most underrated team talent wise in the entire NBA. You know, like you hear so much like, oh, we're just not talented enough. It's like Drew Holiday's not talented. Like Denny Avdia, Donovan Clingan, Rob Will, Matisse, Shaden, Scoot, Tumani. Like these are all we have 10 NBA players. Is
good
it like
ones.
the level of like, the Thunder or fully healthy Spurs? Or it's like no,
Not
but
quite.
we're
Yeah.
we are as talented of a seventh seed. We just have not been healthy to show it.
Yes.
But this is a talented team, dude.
Talented team. And I think I just again the big thing is because I think what people said about us so often is that we don't have the A guy. Like we don't have Wemby, we don't have Jokic. Like we don't have that guy who's going to make that singular incredible impact by himself. But when Scoot Henderson and Denny Avdia play the way that they do, we do have those guys. So
Exactly.
that I think is the thing that people just didn't truly see from us is one, we just were not healthy to show this depth that we have, but two, no one was ready for the coming out party of Denny Avdia and Scoot Henderson in the playoffs this early.
I like you said, like we said, like Denny proved he's that one number one option guy. Last game and honestly the last 10 games. Even tonight, the fact that he looked completely hobbled, I still thought he had a net positive game. He is a number one option star player, and Scoot showed tonight that he in big moments can have a similar impact. And Pace Moxon said this too. He felt bad for Chris Murray, but I'm not surprised by the minutes. He deserved an opportunity. I completely agree with that. I'm happy to see that Chris got some minutes, even though he didn't make much of it. Hopefully, this can kind of help a little bit with what I'm sure is some tough rotational decisions by Tiago going forward. Because, like we just said, it's like it's our first time we've ever been healthy. It's
Yeah.
so tough that it's Tiago's third game of the season playing with a healthy team. We actually don't know yet what our best rotations are, and we're in the playoffs. So it's actually good in some ways to see guys like Chris have tough games because it will hopefully make it easier to uh, really solidify our rotations going forward.
Yeah. Completely agree. Dude,
And
Scoot's
I agree. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Sorry. Go, 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 go.
Scoot's 12th in scoring in the playoffs right now. Top
Yeah.
12.
Is that right?
Denny 18th.
So
Yeah.
what would you say he's at? He's at
Scoot
24 and a half?
24 and a half. Scoot 12th in the
Yeah.
NBA in playoff point per game scoring. That's fun to say.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Justin Blake said I think we packaged JG, Drew, and Shea this offseason. I know that's another thing, dude. Is I thought the if we're serious about making a big trade, I thought the move this offseason was going to be Shea and Scoot and then a pick or two.
For
I think that's
a
a
real big
really good
guy.
trade package.
Yeah.
But if Scoot continues to play like this for the rest of the series, to me, he's off limits.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, or do you think that you need to see a lot more for
I
Scoot to be off limits?
I don't I want to go as far as say Scoot is off limits. My heart would absolutely sink even if we traded Scoot and the requisite picks for Kawhi Leonard. My heart would drop if we did
Yeah.
that after tonight. You could have totally convinced me of it probably. I mean, definitely like a month ago.
Sure, me too.
Probably right before the playoffs. But that singular game and that singular performance, the past two, have just been so rewarding to watch, so awesome to see from Scoot, and for us to give up on him for anyone in the league right now, unless it was like Scoot for Donovan Mitchell straight up, obviously, like yeah, maybe maybe I'll let Scoot go for that. So I'll give it a 99%. But there's no trade that makes sense on paper for two teams where I'm okay giving up Scoot at this moment in time.
Yeah, because I'm like I've always been a big give whatever for Giannis guy,
Yeah,
but
I
Scoot's
can't do
playing
that.
in a way
Yeah.
where if he keeps playing like this, it becomes a much tougher. If he keeps playing like this, you got to keep him because he looks like a guy of the future. But it opens up more questions about if Scoot is this level of player, what do we do with how do we get him more minutes? And then you have to look at trades for Shea, like as people were saying, he'd
True.
probably be the odd man out. Drew, like because Dame's the man next season. He's going to be starting, I think, no matter what to start the season.
Yeah.
I think Scoot would average 30 of the series, and Dame would still be the starter going into next season just based off reputation
But I
alone.
think I do think that with Drew and Dame's age, and then Scoot's age on the other end of it, like the three of them can coexist very well. I think because I think also with Scoot's defense and his versatility, and then you've obviously got Drew's in the same ilk. Like the three of them for a full 82 game season, like the two of them can play every game. You can give Drew and Dame, 55 games. I don't think either of them care too much. I mean, maybe Dame will have if Dame has an all NBA level season where he needs to play 65 games, obviously we should give him 65 games, but they're not like going to be tripped up by the 65 game rule is kind of the point I'm trying to make there. The three of
Yeah,
them can coexist so well because they can just kind of some of them take a night off. Two of them can always be on the court together. I think I firmly believe that. That's a three-man again point guard rotation that is so unbelievable to have with the way Scoot is blossoming for us. So I think the three of them make sense. I just think it's beyond that. Like, what do you know, once you get to the playoffs, maybe we have some problems. But again, good thing to have, a good problem to have
yeah,
is Damian Lillard coming into the fold when Scoot Henderson looks like an all star.
absolutely. People were talking earlier too about how Shea. It's also nice to see that Shea looked locked in tonight, which I completely agree. That's been the positive from these last two games. Even though Shea hasn't played perfectly, as we're on the topic about the young guys, like it is nice to see him locked in. It's what we. It feels like the bare minimum, but we know what kind of how much his potential goes up when he cares as much as he looks like he cares tonight. And I think with the effort he's putting in, we're gonna get a game this series where we're talking about Shea like, oh, Shea just dropped 23 and won us that game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I feel that coming.
I think he's I honestly think he's played some of his in the limited minutes he's had better basketball of the season.
Yeah.
Like true, because I thought his defense both these games was at the very least passable, and I think solid. And again,
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
it's you ultimately want to see more, but I think Shaden's been good. Like we said, we wanted Shaden more minutes tonight for sure.
Oh, Alex said this earlier. Again, I'm so far back in the comments. You guys have been so awesome, and we like to. Well, we really like to. Well, they're great questions.
I
We like
know
to go into each
we
one and
literally
have
want
like
to
a
we
full
want to see all
conversation
of
about
them.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But Alex said, "What's worse, Nurkic falling down under the basket or Jeremy falling down under the basket?" That's such a good point. I think Nurk, because when Nurk would fall, it would be like, "Oh my God, his leg is broken in
yeah,
half." Which was always just absolutely awful.
right.
PDX Born literally said that. PDX Born said, Nurk, because it reminds me of the broken leg. I completely agree. I was at that game and it was brutal. And
It
also
was
because
good.
Nurk was like the top 10 biggest guys in the league. So to see him like
Fall
tumble to
like
the
that.
ground was always pretty rough. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, this guy
everyone's
said
saying I
it's
sound
good. Yeah,
good.
sorry.
Everyone's saying I sound good,
Good.
so that's good.
Yeah. Oops, sorry, one second. I lost my place way back. Oh my God, we have so many awesome comments. That is so cool. Well, it's like I actually went to the bottom and it's like I went through like 100 on X. I'm like 100 comments behind. That is so cool. I agree, Sabir, finally, because someone who can score besides threes and layups. I agree, dude. I've said this before. I love the modern NBA. I like it a lot, but I don't think it's the absolute best version of basketball. Um, I think it's like an 8 out of 10, which, everyone's kind of on the, oh, it's horrible or no, it's perfect. I'm like, oh, it's really good, even though I think it could be kind of better. But it is nice to see Scoot take advantage of those mid-range shots because coaches talk about that. NBA coaches talk about that. How the teams that do really well sometimes are guys who can make that mid-range because now the way defenses are set up, it's the most open shot you're going to get. So if you have a guy that can reliably make a mid-range, it's really, really important still. So it's
Yeah.
cool to see a guy like Scoot, who it's been huge for his game this series, make good use of that.
And I think that because I saw this tweet out there that like Scoot learned, and we said this a lot, that Scoot learned quickly that he's not A plus NBA athletic. He's just like B plus NBA
B
athletic,
plus, yeah,
A minus
yeah.
maybe on a good day. Um, and because of that, I think he learned some things about not driving to the rim, and I think one of them is definitely a mid range game of how to shoot a little bit from there, and I think it's paying huge dividends. Again in this series particularly where Wemby controls the paint so hard.
Yeah, Justin said this too about Scoot's defense, that Scoot becoming a plus defender is an underrated storyline this season. It's maybe my favorite storyline of the season because that's something you and I like. We were like, I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back for
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
but it was something we were really wanting to see because we thought he, like we said all season, his problem is that he's overly aggressive. We said this all last season. It's like that is such a better problem to have defensively than a guy like Shaden who's sometimes under aggressive. You'd way rather see someone have to dial something back than to turn it on. And to see Scoot being rewarded for that high aggressiveness, that high intensity, he has the potential to be, I really believe, like a all NBA type defender at the point guard position. Do they still do it by position for all NBA
No,
defense?
no, they stopped
I
doing
didn't
it.
think so. So maybe not if because of that, but if it was, like I think Scoot has the potential to be a top five point guard defender in the NBA. I truly believe that.
He's had a couple in this, like, we'll call it run to the postseason. The middle of the court steals,
Yeah.
those are awesome, impeccable. Shaden goes for them all the time and has a little lower
Yeah.
success rate. Matisse is also really good at those. I love your Matisse to Scoot defense comp. But the first
Yeah.
quarter today, Scoot was everywhere. Reggie Miller said this. Scoot was everywhere. He blocked the lob to Wemby that Stephon Castle had. The one where he didn't give up on a play and he showed up again and blocked someone from behind. Do you know this play that I'm talking about? He
Yes.
came out of nowhere and just picked someone's pocket. Scoot was not only scoring all of our points in the first quarter, he was stopping them from scoring points too. He was such a high impact player for that first quarter. It was absurd.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good player comp for him. And I guess Eric Bledsoe with a three
It's
point
like
shot.
Drew Holiday, dude.
It's like Drew
It's
Holiday.
like
That's a really
He's
good one.
having a Pelicans Drew Holiday moment.
Yes, dude, that's such a good way to put it. Absolutely. Which we know what Pelicans Drew Holiday was like better
Oh,
than
he
anyone in
murked
the NBA
us.
because of the terror that he put on a Dame. By the way, Justin Blake saying hot take, keep Thiago at head coach. Hire Chauncey as a defensive assistant working remotely from the slammer.
Chauncey just zooming
That's
in.
so good. God, dude, that's another. I mean, I know it's one of those things that's been talked about endlessly, but somehow not enough. That our head coach was arrested by the goddamn FBI. Like on that alone, you have to like to me. The reason I bring it up again, it's like, is it ridiculous that we're even asking if Thiago should be the head coach?
Right. Oh my god. I think that can we've said that I think it's like a mini blessing for a long time. I think a lot of people have said that. Is
Yes.
there anyone out there who can argue against that at this point? That it was not a
Yeah.
blessing that the FBI caught Chauncey for his gambling rings at this point?
Yeah, he should have never been hired to begin with. So to see him like forced out is a blessing.
What a great. At least
You watched the.
At least he hired Tiago, right?
Did you see that LeBron drives that you were looking at?
No, I just missed it on the commercial. Did LeBron have a
Oh,
sick dunk?
yeah, he had a sick drive. It might have been an and one. Do you guys know I'm a LeBron guy? I feel like I've brought that up.
Brad's
I
huge
love
LeBron guy.
LeBron.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't, but I think the reason why is because I've told you this. I remember watching his first game as a 7 year old, maybe a 6 year old.
Yeah.
I remember it's a very early memory I have, and I thought it was one I made up, but then I looked up highlight because I had this memory of him with a fast break slam dunk from like right inside the free throw line. I went back and I watched highlights of that game, and I saw that exact play, and I was like transported to when I was 7 years old. It's awesome.
That's a Raven moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, dude, shout out to It's Bad, Bad, Bad movie. Yes, I lived in Portland 10 years. Now working in China, spreading the Blazer word here. That's
nice,
awesome.
awesome.
That's amazing.
At Thrandy said only 39 likes on the video. Come on, chat. Any more likes we can get, we appreciate. I mean, the again, you guys, the views and the participation has been like more than we could ever hope for. So
My bar and expectations are so low. Like I said, this podcast is just proof that I need to build some confidence apparently. Because if we get one like, I'm like, oh, that's not bad. That's
yeah,
pretty that's pretty good.
no, the Blazer fans are just the best.
Yeah,
They're
they're the greatest.
keeping it real for us.
You know what? They bring up a good point about City that I'm still thinking about going back to that is that what's cool about City is he's a guy who could make a 2 minute impact.
Yeah, yeah.
If we need that chaos, maybe you're right. Throw him in.
I think he could have a
Like,
moment. He could definitely have a
yeah,
moment.
yes. Oh, dude, I love Alex saying Sauce Castillo is greater than LeBron. I have a Sauce Castillo shirt, long sleeve, that I still wear that was made by I can't remember who made it. But I wonder if anyone else. I've seen it around town like twice before. If anyone remembers those long sleeve Sauce Castillo shirts. I think the Blazers put it out. I think it
Yeah.
was a Rip City clothing thing. I still wear all the time.
Did you see
That
that?
was Thiago's job security win. Yeah.
Did you see that? The Portland brand is putting out shirts for the game. I don't know how you. I think you
Which
redeem them with a proof of ticket, and you go maybe to a store. But I thought
well,
that
dude,
was cool.
we're supposed to supposedly not like Portland gear.
Is that
Do you know about this?
no?
I don't know why. People can tell us in the comment, but I've seen a lot of people be like, no, like you shouldn't support those guys. But as someone who doesn't know why you're not supposed to support them, how awesome is that?
Yeah,
I love that. I
I,
think that's so cool.
I think their brand. I think their stuff is cool. I mean, it puts Portland on the map, so I'm excited.
There's
To see.
something about them stealing designs or something
Yeah,
like that,
I'm sure
which isn't good.
right. So maybe
But speaking of Dundon, like Thrandy says, does this game get Tiago leverage for a pay raise? I was literally thinking that Tiago should call Dundon right after that game and be
FaceTime
like,
him.
"Yeah, what do you think of that? Like,
You want to get rid of me?
2 million? Only 2 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Tiago's got it. Yeah,
Uh,
Tiago's got him in a chokehold because I think at this point, if Dundon were to force Tiago out of town, I think we would riot. I think
yes.
I would go to Dallas. Where would it hit Tom? I would go to the pickleball championship, and I would throw something onto the court and ruin the tournament for him.
Yes, exactly.
I would make
Pickleball.com, his
yeah,
greatest achievement.
yeah.
Dude, PDX Borden said this that he reserves his hate for players like Draymond. Me too, dude. Because here's the thing, people were talking about in the chat, and I see where you're coming from, that they feel like Wemby's actually become a little bit of a villain. But I actually disagree with that personally. I see where they're coming from, but I love that Wemby talks shit about stuff that he's completely like when he's talking about like who are the other front runners for defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
I didn't like that I felt like he kind of slighted Denny at the all. I don't know if he meant to. I actually don't think he did. I think that's just kind of his general attitude at times, but
Yeah.
I thought that because why would he? You know what I mean? I don't believe that. I don't think he
Right.
would do that. But I liked when he was like, "Who are the other front runners?" Because if he was wrong, then I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" But he was right. He's put together probably the best defensive season in the last who knows how long. But Draymond, dude, like I like villains in sports.
Yeah.
Like in any sport, I love a villain. Draymond is I can't. I've tried being like I'm gonna like this guy like
No.
ironically almost.
I can't
He
like
makes
him.
it impossible.
No.
He makes it impossible. So I agree with you, PDX more than hate should be reserved for guys like Draymond. I
Yeah.
agree.
Keep the Warrior. The Spurs are not the Warriors. Remember,
Yeah.
don't forget how much the Warriors took from us. Right?
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
levels. There's levels to this hate.
Dude, Greg Mock said this. The Scooter's always smiling. Looks like he's having fun. He plays with such a joy. It's why I've been betting on him to succeed over this season is because, like I said, anyone who loves the game that much, who plays with that much passion, like you just bet on that because we know he has the athletic ability. If you put that with someone who cares, does that mean he's going to be a superstar? No, but that means he's going to be a guy who's going to win well just off of, you know, his talent and how much work he puts into it.
Yeah. I loved his post game interview too. He's basically just like He's like, I knew this was coming. I work hard. I
Yeah,
work too hard. The basketball gods will reward players and people who work hard. I have worked too damn hard to know that this moment isn't coming, and it came tonight, and I delivered. I was like, you are the man, Scoot.
exactly. And like Thrandy says, it's not a given that players will play better in the playoffs.
No, definitely not.
You more often see guys drop in the playoffs. So to see it's not an easy, it's a different kind of brand of basketball that we were hoping Scoot would be able to step up to, and he has in a really, really impressive way. Is he, are we able to re-sign him this offseason, or is
Scoot,
that what it
we can
is?
give him a
Yeah.
contract extension, and I think we definitely should at this point before he, and I've said this. I said this with Shaden. I'm definitely saying it now with Scoot. Like, it's obviously taken years for Scoot to get here, but one before this year, all that's like losing has been more or less winning, right? So the fact that Scoot has taken a while to develop in that sense is one, a good thing, I guess, for a lot of people to say. The other thing is that, like, dude, the fact that it sucks that he missed 50 games this year, but if he can still get to the point that he was going to get to eventually, we might be able to save a couple. We might be able to dund in a couple bucks on
Yep.
the back end because his contract, if we offer him one lower, we might be able to pull a Dundon on Scoot because if
Yeah.
his production will have been less to this point, and like, maybe if Scoot had been fully healthy, good from the jump, he'd be like already an all-star, but we'd have to pay him like that. We might be able to get Scoot for on the low, and then he bursts in his fourth year next year, and that's when he becomes an all-star, all NBA player.
Dude, I love every single Dundon joke. He's uh uh sorry if I'm sorry, something. I'm not sure. It's a great username. I'm just not quite sure how I should say that. What's a Dun parade going to be look like? The players driving their own cars, each car filled with five players. That's so good. I'm loving.
In middle seat in a sedan.
Exactly, head hitting the ceiling. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, I agree with Andrew here. He says just got to say it's disappointing that V didn't show enough after we traded him to be part of the playoff rotation.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
But
It's
the good
been
thing
very
about
disappointing.
the good thing about Veed is that he's on a great contract and he's young and
Exactly.
like he's like it was a no risk trade for us, and again I just think it speaks a little bit more to the depth we have than the character and the production of Veed that he's not
Exactly.
playing right now.
And dude, really good point from Thrandy. That's hard not to give Jeremy like a lot of minutes, given how he played in that Phoenix game, which was so humongous because he was awesome during that game. It was like we were celebrating it after as Jeremy believers, how big of a moment that was for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And I agree with that, but I just wish that we in the playoffs, I feel like you got to find the right balance to uh, playing the guys who are, vets with a good history versus guys who are currently playing better than those guys. I don't think you should go full one way or the other. Like, I don't think Jeremy should be fully benched, but tonight was a good example where, like, four more of his minutes probably should have been given to a guy like Shea,
Yeah.
maybe guys like City and V to see if they can make something happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't know. I felt pretty early on that Jeremy needed to not see the court much tonight, so I would have
Sure.
gone. I would maybe even like been like a 10-minute, leash. But yeah, I did. We do need him to produce and to get going. So hopefully he got it out of his system, and when we come back home, I think when we come back home, we'll be so fired up, dude. We'll feel so good. Like the Motor Center will
Yeah.
be absolutely rocking. It seems like the plan is that there's some sort of like noisemaker that like Shield and the I guess owners are gonna give out. So I'm
They're
hoping
going to be kazoos from the dollar store. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be Dollar
I
Tree
would
kazoos.
spent $20,000 on exactly 20,000 kazoos.
Exactly. Yeah. God, dude.
Yep.
But yeah, like PD Exporn said, and it's Bad Movie said this too, about how the Jeremy can sometimes it feels like he's playing a little bit selfishly. I don't think he's trying to. I think these are good team players who are trying to make the right decision, but he does look selfish when he just kind of drives into a wall. And PD Exporn says it's frustrating because I think Jeremy has got to lead the team in misses that cause transition points.
Yeah.
Because he said it's so frustrating because it usually
Yeah.
results in a fast break the other way. Because he falls down, so it immediately
The-
becomes a 5-on-4.
Do you remember the one? And I was trying to. I was very mad about it in the moment. But the one where he had the mid range shot from like the free throw line, and he fell down on that one with Carter Bryant in his face, and then Carter Bryant got an immediate run out dunk because of it.
Yeah,
I don't know how much fault I can give to Jeremy on that because that it's not really his on him to be the one to get back in that situation. But I feel like if he
sure.
stays on his feet, he can at least kind of body check Carter Bryant up the floor a little bit better, or give a chance to come back and swat that. So yeah,
Yes.
the fall that was the worst case of the fall down for me, where he just basically turned it into a dunk. It was a 4 point play.
Yeah, dude, people were talking about this how the end of that game felt like the end of the Suns game. I thought the same
Yeah,
exact thing. There's clearly like a mode, a zone that we enter during these moments. We've seen it more than just those two games. It's been throughout the season.
yeah,
And we play like, and I really mean this, it reminds me of the Thunder, the play style,
right.
where it's like very aggressive but fundamentally sound defense that's focused on getting stops and scoring after that.
Yeah,
That's kind of seems to be the focus. It's a little bit slower, but it's sound and but aggressive. It's this amazing balance of the two. And when I watch the Thunder, what makes them so good is I feel like the Thunder play like how we play those last 6 minutes, but for 48 minutes.
yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean? But
that's
it's cool that we're able to turn that on.
and I think that's you know I think that's the most underrated part of the Thunder to me is because
Wait,
everyone's
sorry.
like,
Do you see the guy say the Dundon's the basketball Mr. Krabs? Sabir said that. That's so good.
give me my money.
Yeah, that's so
I
funny.
think like that's the most underrated part about the Thunder is like yeah they have SGA and they have all this talent and they like they're super insanely talented obviously and have kind of it seems like gamed the system because Sam Presti's done such a good job. But I really do honestly think they have like such a championship mentality and they're so locked in all the time and well coached. Like I think that's where we have the biggest room to grow. Like again, I think this team is pretty talented. It's obviously not
Me too.
Thunder level talented, but I think the biggest gap between us and them is besides maybe the number one player because SGA is so incredible, is just that they're so locked in for 48 minutes. And that's why it's like when we lock in and we play the defense that on paper we should be able to play, like you were just talking about, we look so good on that end. It just feels like when the game is tied and we can feel a little bit of breathing room to let up, then we just do. And we just stop trying as hard. If we can just
Yeah.
try hard for 48 minutes, I think we're as good as a lot of teams.
And it's weird because it's not that we aren't, we talked about this, we're trying hard. Like that's our, like we said, like the fact that we never give up. It's not, but it's a certain, it's amount of, like we said before, it's once we're out of time, it's like we don't have time to think about it. So we're playing purely off instinct,
Yeah.
which I think is a testament to how good we actually are. When we're playing purely off, like this is, but you're right in the way, not that we need to try harder, but if we treated every play as important as we do did those last 6 minutes, which you kind of can't blame them in a certain way. You feel like that's something it's something
Yeah.
that's gonna have to grow over time to be like, oh, this play 2 minutes into the second quarter is as important as a play when it's tied with 5 minutes to play.
Yeah.
Because that is what makes a championship team like the Thunder. They play like that for 48 minutes.
Totally.
But it shows that we are a step ahead of a lot of teams that we're able to turn that on at all, which
Well,
is a
yes,
positive.
at some point. Did this Laker game's coming down to it? Looks like the Rockets might be in a hole. If I told you like, oh, I don't know, a day before the season that the Blazers would be in a much better spot than the Houston Rockets, not only currently in the playoffs but looking ahead into the future, would anyone in this chat believe me?
I know,
Like
isn't that
it's just
absolutely
goes to show
amazing?
it just goes to show just how quickly things can change. Like outlooks, you can think you have so much figured out about an NBA team or a sports team, and literally give it 2 months and the whole entire world can change. 'Cause now people are like, I mean, the Rockets are about to be down 0-2 to a Luka and Reeves-less Lakers team, and the
And
Blazers are
that's
tied 1-1 with the Spurs.
exactly how amazing. And but to your point, it's also proof about how tanking is not, I mean, I've always been anti-tanking,
Yeah,
not just as like a pure basketball standpoint. I truly don't think, and I must be wrong on this because most organizations seem to just disagree on this. I think teams that tank just set themselves up to be worse in the long run because you can't unless you get a guy like Wemby. I think tanking is only good if you have a guy like Wemby or LeBron because it's so rare a truly one guy who can change everything player comes around.
Yeah.
And I think this team is proof, even though I know that we did tank for a few years, it's not like we got the only player that we got the best from our pick was Donovan.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
dude.
Like, and hopefully
You
Scoot.
could say Scoot. Yeah. Maybe Scoot like after tonight, I guess. But I mean, we did tank.
Yeah,
We did tank for Wemby. Like we gave it
sure.
an honest try. So that's
But
why
we're
I mean,
not good now because of that tank.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what to your point, like things can change so quickly. It's why I think it's legitimately a better tactic to building a team to just always try to win and put the best team available. Because you never know when a trade you made to a team where you got a draft pick is going to all of a sudden be a top three pick that you don't even have to tank for. You don't know when a guy who you drafted 20th, or if, the Nuggets case 44th, or, in the Bucks case 15th, you all of a sudden have a top 20 player in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Or you never know when you're going to make a move where you trade Brogdon in a future pick for an all NBA level player in Denny Avdia. Or,
What a trade.
we failed in tanking for Wemby.
Hmm.
And what did we get instead? I know we still had tanked to get him, to pro tanker's point, but we could have tanked a lot less and still gotten Scoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look, and he dropped 31 for us tonight. Like it's not always a guarantee
I know.
that tanking is going to lead to anything. And it's
Tanking's
why
a
you never know what's going to
it's
happen.
a very risky strategy.
It's just as risky as not tanking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I don't know. I got maybe 15 more 20 minutes in me. LeBron emphatic, probably game sealing dunk. That's awesome.
Oh, you're a
God,
little ahead of me. Oh, I just saw it, dude.
LeBron,
That was awesome.
the Lakers being shorthanded and LeBron being dropping 28, 8, and 9 is, I'm a big anti-Lakers guy, but this is probably the only way I can get around to enjoying what the Lakers are doing right now. And also, like, I'm not really a big Rockets guy either, so.
I don't like the Lakers either on principle. I don't root for the Lakers. I
I'm
like
rooting for
LeBron,
LeBron
so I'm
right
rooting
now.
for
You
LeBron.
gotta
You know what I
root for
mean?
LeBron in this moment because it's all him.
And
It's not like they're relishing in the Luka trade right now because he's not out there. Like this is all just LeBron. And like LeBron's carrying DeAndre Ayton through the playoffs. You know what I
dude,
mean?
his lineups are his son, DeAndre Ayton, 50-year-old Marcus Smart. Like his second best player right now is Luke Kennard, who I'm actually a Kennard guy, I really am. But like every year, it's like a hilarious
It's
tradition.
his
It's like what
his
group
son.
what group of misfit castaways is LeBron going to drag through the playoffs? And this year it's his son and DeAndre Ayton
Oh
and
my god,
50-year-old Marcus Smart.
that's too good.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
Sabir said this. Sabir pointed out. He says we always expect the Blazers to pull leads, but always to come back and try. The 14-point fourth quarter comeback was the second largest fourth quarter comeback in Blazers playoff history. I assume behind only Brandon Roy's masterclass versus Dallas.
My favorite game ever.
Yeah, I mean that's the type of game we just witnessed tonight. I think we need to fully comprehend that it was that level of incredible gutsy performance that the Blazers just pulled off.
And that's the thing about the positive about the modern NBA is that we get to see things like that happen more. And we need to realize how amazing and special that is. Like that's like 20 years ago, the only team that would blow a lead like that in the fourth was the Blazers in Game 7 of the 2000 conference finals against the Lakers.
Right.
So it'd be historical. That was a historical loss by the Blazers. We should treat this as a historical win as well. Obviously, it's not Game 7 of the conference finals, but it's still an unbelievable accomplishment that we were able to do that.
It's awesome.
And yet, I like this guy, Blazers in 6, and PDX1 were saying that Scoot plays like a slightly more controlled Westbrook. I feel that way about Denny too, dude. It's a fun team where Scoot and Denny feel like when they're playing well, they play like a more in control Westbrook, just like quick, turbo, like attack the paint, try to get others involved. Like it's a fun duo. Because we said this before, the really exciting thing about Scoot is that idealistically, like that is one of the most fun duos in the NBA if they both pan out working well together, which is Scoot and Denny. Like I can't imagine two guys that I want to see carrying this team more than those two. Like that's such a fun duo.
Yeah. Ah, so fun, dude.
Oh, thank you, Thrandy, for the shout out about. Are we pushing 2 hours? What
Yeah,
time is it
I
right
think
now?
we're like
That's
two.
crazy.
How about on the Discord call it two? Yeah, just Eclipse 2 hours, I think, something like that.
Yeah. Ooh, sit that the Plugs would have fired Tiago and hire Steve Kerr. That would mean Dundon would have to take out a second mortgage on his house. So I'm not sure if that's
I don't think he would do
I'm
that.
not sure if
We
that's
might
gonna
get
happen.
Steph Curry if we do that, so that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Steph and Dame
Dude,
finally
Andrew's
playing
saying this
together.
too. The fact that we're able to, this team is so international is so cool. I would assume we're the most international roster in the NBA. Like the whole world, all parts of the world are able to be Blazer fans, which is so cool. They have someone to root for in this team.
It's so awesome. Let's see.
I love what Randy said. I'm doing this right now. I love that Brad is so far back in the comments that the conversation has come back around, so the comments are relevant to the earlier conversations. I keep looping back from things that we were talking about. It's our second stream. I'll hopefully get better about it. I love that's so
No, I
funny.
think it's good. I
I hope
think
you guys enjoy the
it.
silliness of it.
We just want to read all of. I truly want to read all of these comments. It's just with so many of them, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I think two's gonna have a breakout game as well. I think that might be. I think next game feels like a two breakout game because even though he hasn't shot great, he's had. I think he's been fantastic defensively. I think those two fourth quarter threes are hopefully going to be big because we've seen this season that two can shoot. And what's cool about the playoffs is that two's inconsistent shooting is way more of a positive. Because if we have a 7 game series and he shoots terribly for three, but really well for four, in the regular season, that's frustrating. In the playoffs, we just won a playoff series. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So I two's more and more. I'm like, this guy's built for the playoffs. That hot shooting night is just going to
I
happen.
mean, he's just gonna carry it over from the fourth quarter, dude. I mean, that was.
Yeah,
I think he was 1 for 5. He had the sick reverse layup. Um, but in the
here's
first
a good
three quarters,
question.
but the two threes, so big.
Exactly. Yeah. Here's a good question from Blazers in six. I don't know what you think about this. You said, would it be safe to say Scoot is better than Simons? I think a better question is, was that a better game than we ever saw from Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, I think just the stakes baked into it for sure.
It's tough because Anthony was never put in this position.
But
Sure.
Anthony also,
Like Justin said,
which
Ant was a defensive liability.
yeah, which quarter objectively put the stakes aside, but bake in both sides of the ball? Scoot's first quarter from tonight, or that Anthony Simons like 27-point quarter he had against the Mavericks last year.
Here's the thing. We're such big Ant guys, and something that I love about Anthony is that he's the only live game winner I've ever seen, and you were there
Yeah,
too.
yeah, you're there.
Like we saw him against Denver hit a buzzer beater, something that every single game I've gone to, Lakers win, since I was 6 years old, I've been like, I want to see a live buzzer beater. Ant gave me that, so I have a hard time ever complaining about him because I thought Ant actually kind of got the short end of the stick at times here. I know we got a lot of minutes, got a lot of ball handling. I felt at times he was unfairly uh, scapegoated, and I think it really weighed on him, and I feel bad. Even if they're right in scapegoating him, I think a lot of times they were right, but it was tough because that clearly weighed on him when I think he was a better player than people give him credit for. Because tonight, I don't know, there's been a lot of times this season where I'm like, hey, dang, we could have used Anthony tonight. I thought that a lot throughout the season.
I just feel so bad for him that he was on the Blazers last year. We're in the playoffs now. He's on the Celtics this year. They were going on their way to the playoffs, trade him to a nightmare of the Bulls. Like he's just got to be. There's that quote floating around out there from him. He's like, it's just good to be on a team that's ready for the playoffs, and then they just yank him. I just feel. I would love if Anthony Simons could get what Caleb Love should have, and just come and hang out on the bench with the team because
Yeah,
I think he deserves that.
absolutely.
But I do think Scoot is taking a huge leap that it's hard for me to see Anthony having that impactful of a game, definitely on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, for sure.
But that speaks more to the volume of Scoot's performance tonight than it does to the play of Anthony.
Think we're getting close to wrapping this up? I feel like this has been awesome.
This has been awesome. I mean, I could and thank you to all you guys. Thank you to the Blazers for winning for setting up this moment for us. Thank you for the likes and the comments. Something you've been really firing off, and we appreciate it.
Justin's so right though. The Ant could catch fire, sure, but offenses would hound him and punish him on D.
Yeah.
Tonight they showed that Scoot they can't do that against Scoot. Which also, you know what also is a fun little showdown was him versus Dylan Harper
I
in the third
love
quarter.
that. I love
Because
that.
they both got each other in a
Yeah.
good way. It was like a classic, like Scoot got his, Harper got
Give
his.
me the ball.
They were
My turn. Like,
they were getting into it. Awesome to see. And I watched it. I think, am I supposed to see like Harper here as the enemy? Because I thought it was awesome. I thought it was so
I thought it
cool
was
because
fun.
they both got each other.
That was just great, like entertainment, great basketball. Dude, Dylan Harper's
Agreed.
so good too.
He's the man.
He's. I did not expect him to be so good at defense. He is a
Oh, me too. Yeah.
he's such a good defender already.
He's also a reminder though that I remember seeing him in college and thinking like this guy looks like a 7 foot tall point guard. I always get tricked by how big guys look in college
Yeah.
because he's obviously still big. But I thought watching him, I thought he looked like Ben Simmons big.
Right.
And then I look back at Ben Simmons in college. I'm like, oh my God, this is like Shaq at point guard. So yeah, it's but Dylan Harper still looks like a big guard, but I got to because I did the same thing with Rasheer Fleming, where I thought Rasheer Fleming, because he was so much bigger than the guys he was playing against, was going to be this absolute like monster physical specimen in the
Right.
NBA. But you look at him and
Just
he looks like a
average.
rookie.
Yeah.
And Dylan Harper looks like a rookie physically. Played amazing though. He's a great
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. I think some people are tapping out Justin Films. Going to bed. Appreciate you hanging. Appreciate everyone who's commented again. Let's go Rip City. Let's go Blazers. Then it would have to sell Tiago for 63 cents to get Steve Kerr. I think it'd be even like less than that. It'd be like Steve Kerr at this point, especially if it were not the Warriors, would have to take Doc Rivers level money to come
Yeah.
back and coach, and we saw how that turned out, right?
Yeah.
Blazers legend Anthony Simons. Seeing Anthony Simons make you think Young Hansen can really turn out. It's true.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, Ant was rough his first 2 years in the NBA. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
remember we didn't, and looking back on it, we probably should have made this trade, but you know that the Magic offered Aaron Gordon for Anthony Simons.
Is that true?
That's 100% true, and Olshey
Wow.
said no.
Oh wow.
And
That's crazy.
there was a couple years where it felt like, oh, maybe we did make the right move. But then also Aaron Gordon would have been
Yeah, that would have been a great role
so
player.
good with those Dame teams. A Dame, CJ, Aaron Gordon, like that's like the kind of wing
That
that
was
we
the
were looking
player we
for at those Dame
needed.
teams.
Yeah, damn,
Yeah.
that's great.
We said
I mean,
no.
that's the, and maybe this will be the last point, and then another wrap up. But the fact, if for nothing else, like with the whole pick and winning thing, obviously now that we're up tied 1-1 in this series, can't ever say losing was the right option. But in those moments where you're thinking about it, like just getting the Neil O'Shea stink off of this team forever, like finally ridding ourselves of this pick, this conditional pick that's hanging over our heads. If for nothing else, just to move on from that, even if this is a generational draft, was just what we needed to do. It was the final, like, turning the page. Because now next year we can go into it. We have our first round picks moving forward that we can trade. We have
As well as the
we got the Bucks and the Magic pick.
the Magic. I always get not sure if it's the Magic or the Grizzlies. The Magic pick, yeah.
And the Magic pick, sneaky looks a lot better than it was maybe going to seem like at draft day.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what the chances are that pick is going to be better than what we could have gotten for like Carter Bryant or
Yep.
Cedric Howard, but that's for another day. We still believe in Young Hansen.
Absolutely.
Well, damn, this was awesome. I mean,
This is awesome.
I couldn't have scripted a better 5 hours to watch the Blazers
Yep.
win a game on the road in the playoffs and then chat with all of you guys and my buddy Brad about the win. Truly special stuff.
Beautiful.
I think we'll still record a video tomorrow. I mean something looking
Might as well.
looking ahead to the game 3.
Yeah.
So because this was all about tonight. Enjoy tonight. Go, just digest as much social media content about the Blazers right now. Soak it all in for 3 days. Don't go fight any Spurs fans about refs or injuries or anything. Let those come across your screen and fade. All positivity right now. All good things.
Save that hate for Heat fans.
Yeah,
You know what I
save
mean?
it for the Heat fans. Save it for the Warriors fans. The Spurs fans don't deserve it right now. They're going to be angry. They're going to lash out at you. They're going to tell you things. and you just let that hate wash right over you, and you move on, and you just say Scoot Henderson. That's your
Scoot Henderson,
if a
baby.
Spurs fan ever says something mean to you for the next 3 days, just respond Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, the only guy that you guys should be hating on right now is the guy who's talking trash to Travis Demers.
Demers, yes, you can
Save
go.
all your hate for that
You
guy.
can hate on that guy. So
Yeah.
everyone said Blazers are cool. They know the
Blazers
Blazers
are
are
cool, dude.
cool.
This might be the coolest they've been in years.
Yeah,
So that's it's a
we're
day to
back.
celebrate.
The Blazers are
Yep.
back. All right, we
Blazers
appreciate all you
back.
guys. We will see you next.